I don't do it, I feel like it's life, even if I know he's not going to be there.
What's up, everybody? We back again here on Techno's Game with Realist will be here soon, Kieran and SIKSLAYER. This is the crew that comes every Thursday night to talk about games, and more games, and then talk shit. So, hey guys, how you feeling?
Shit and more
this
shit.
Week?
May not be in that order. Could be. Depends.
Just depends on our mood.
Yeah.
How you guys doing this week, man? Anything exciting? We got some rain here in Dallas, huh? Did you get some?
My pool almost overflowed today.
Did it?
Yeah, it was it's right on the, what do you call it? The stone
The edge
top
thing?
of it. Yeah, it's like an inch. It was an inch off. I mean, it didn't because the rain finally stopped, but it didn't help that right when I was picking up my son at school, Mother Nature is like, yeah, we're just going to drop the heaviest rain right on that hour.
Yeah. I saw that when I was going to get my kid too from piano class, and I got all the way from Plano all the way to Capel. Just
So my school district, and I'm sure they're not the only ones.
Mm.
My school district, it's pouring down rain. You don't. I'm sure there's lightning. I guess there is. It isn't like flashing left and right, but they're like, oh, we're in the lightning warning. So, and we're lining up in our parking lot to pick them up or whatever.
yes.
And it's like, but we can't release them to you. If you want your kid, you have to go out there and get them yourself.
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
So for us,
Nice.
for us, for at least for the elementary kids, yeah, we go in the car line, and if it's
Yeah.
raining, the staff does not come outside, and if you want your kid, you have to go in there and get them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's for our own protection from lightning, and I'm like,
yes.
like a liability more than anything else.
Yeah, they don't want to be responsible for anything. So
Yeah.
like,
So-
nope.
So my wife gave me an umbrella because I'm bad at using one. So she's
Well, I
like,
mean,
"You
if
know
I
what,
carry
take this."
one, it's like useless by the time I get anywhere.
Pretty much,
You
I
know?
just like to run in,
And
run
like-
out, get in.
And a little
No.
rain's not gonna hurt me. I'm gonna be okay.
No.
You know.
Like I tell my son, you ain't made out of sugar, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Exactly. No. I tell them the same thing.
I
It's
just
this,
age
you're gonna be
myself
fine. You're
on
not
that.
gonna melt. You're not gonna disappear. You know. Be fine. You're not gonna multiply like a gremlin, right?
Please don't.
Or-
One's enough.
One's enough.
One's
Or-
enough.
Or maybe the orcs in Warhammer. I don't know.
Yeah. So, nothing much going on here, man. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield. I've been bouncing around Battlefield and
Stalker.
Expedition.
Expedition.
But I bought Stalker because it left Game Pass.
But let me tell you something about, man. Expedition's getting extra hate
Why?
because of the Game Awards came out,
Uh-huh.
the nominations.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
so you got all the deaths. Basically, it's the ponies. Shocker, I know, but basically all the Death Stranding fans and the Ghost of Yotai, they're all, well, you know. I saw one post. It was like he was like cut the cap or something like that. He goes something. He tweets like something like Ghost of Yotai is like 10 times better than Expedition 33, and I'm like, oh my god, we're
is capping?
So who made an indie company, indie developer makes Expedition?
33 developers versus Ghost of Yotai for Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys were
I always love it. See, I will never understand. I will never understand. Like, say what you want about Sony, and I don't have a problem with Ghost of Yotai. In fact, Six my witness. I've actually defended it when people were, you know, I was like, no, it actually looks good. I want to play it. So I have no problem with Ghost of Yotai or whatever. But the narrative of, well, we're the small guy, but we're the market leader. And I'm like, which one is it, man?
Which is it, man? They want to have the cake and eat it.
Because Expedition 33, that's the small guy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's 33 developers, man.
Yep. Literally.
So I'm
literally.
assuming is it 33 and they called it Expedition 33?
Yeah, that's why
literally
they call it
33 developers
nice.
produced that game. Developed that game.
The corporation.
Versus Ghost of Yotai. Yeah. Which probably, I don't know,
Stranding,
at least 50 to 100 at least.
Yep.
And so what? Expedition was, because I don't keep up with the award. I hate that George guy. I mean, the Jeff.
It's been nominated for many things. Best
Was it?
RPG,
Okay.
best game of the year, all types of stuff. Music, art design, all types of stuff, which I voted last night.
It's a good game, dude. I mean,
this is what everybody says. This is what everybody says. And
I think it's the favorite. I think
it's
it's the favorite to win.
It's definitely the favorite, but I think getting back to the subject, this is what I want to say was the PlayStation fans. They hype up whatever game is on PlayStation that's new that week, and the next week they've already forgotten it.
They've forgotten it,
right? They've forgotten it, so they're just doing it because number one, it's not a PlayStation game. But even though it's really not an Xbox game, let's not pretend like it's not very much attached to Xbox because it's on Game Pass, right? So while
I thought it was on PlayStation also. It wasn't?
No, it's on every platform, but it's also on Game Pass, right?
Oh.
So that's enough of a reason on top of that to hate on it, right? And for all this to happen. I feel like if it wasn't on Game Pass, this would have happened anyway, except it wouldn't have been as bad.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to they want the back-to-back because they won last year with
not only that, but it's it's to defend the name of Sony. That's what it is. This is all it is.
Come on.
Yeah, I agree. I was not like I'm not saying Astrobot was a bad game. I'm sure it's a great game, but I'm like game of the year.
Fuck out of here.
About that.
Yeah.
That's such a joke. That's another fucking pull from Jeff.
I have an over under for you. Or actually, it's not an over and under. It's more like a prop bet. So now that Konami's game, or not Konami, but Kojima. Wrong K word. From the guy who his name starts with K. So now that Kojima is one of the quote unquote contenders for Game of the Year, does that mean we have to sit through a 10-minute ridiculous segment that Jeff is going to throw with Kojima? Because you know it happens every single show.
Which is why I don't watch it live. I haven't watched it live in years. I think
that dude must be on the payroll, man. I love Kojima, but come on, man.
Was the Xbox
He doesn't need to be in the payroll. He's such a fanboy for him. He doesn't need to be. He just does.
Good night, man. It's just like what is like 3 or 4 shows in a row now he's been there.
Dude.
No,
ever since he left Konami. That first year he couldn't, right? Because of legal blah blah blah. And after that, he's been on every time. And getting back to the Game Awards, I guess we could say, because it was. And of course, Xbox got the snub again, right? But they're like that Sony got 19 nominations, with 14 of them were for the same game.
Yeah, Colin Moriarty comes out. He goes, for all the people who say that PlayStation produced games and they led all publishers, was it 19? And someone goes, yeah, 17 was from 2 games, dude. Yeah, and one of those is Death Stranding 2.
Yeah,
which is more like a second party game than a first party.
Dude. This is why I'm saying folks need to get, and I said this last year, get out and vote, because you could vote on these.
I don't care who wins. But
I'm
pay attention to the golden joystick, because those are a little bit more.
Yeah. Which came out and Expedition did win having awards, I think it was. right? So,
Yeah.
but like I've said before, listen, we can't just sit there and ignore it and be like, oh, we know that, but the layman doesn't. This is what happens all the time. We can't just sit here and be like, oh, well, let's not get involved. Like, dude, this is why tyranny wins in outside
See
things. And I know
something, say
gaming.
something.
Yeah, like however you want to joke about it, but seriously though, right? We can't just have this mindless apathy to the Game Awards and not pretend like it's not trying to represent the whole.
You know what's my
industry.
favorite part of the Gaming Awards? Seriously, is the music when they start playing the game songs. That's what I like.
Oh yeah, me too. Me
Mine's
too. I've
when it
always liked that.
ends.
I've always liked that, and
I like that part.
And I like to watch. We all watch. Everybody watches it for the trailers, and people have been saying that ever since the first one. Because in the first game,
although the last 2-year trailers haven't been that good, though. Let's be honest.
Right, they
were
haven't
more
been.
indie, and they were
But
more
that's
anime.
the industry's fault.
Right. Well,
And-
I think it's because I also think it's because like Xbox just had their partner thing. PlayStation
Right.
just had it a
I
couple
was
weeks
gonna
ago.
try to
They already.
get that in a second.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So before that, I wanted to say that, like, remember, and I'm making this all the time. The first Game Awards, you know what the winner was? Madden football. Not lying, go look it up, right? And ever since then, the
That will
gaming
never
community, the gaming community has been like, dude, I'm only watching it for the trailers. But like you say, in the past 2 years, the trailers have been asked, especially now when Sony, which wasn't as bad as it has been, their most recent one. That wasn't as bad as it has been. They've done some stinkers. That last one they did was
No. Sony, the last two has been pretty good.
The last two, even. That's
whoa,
right.
Whoa. Well, I didn't see the last one that you did.
Oh no,
the state of play has been good. I don't know about this last one they just did 2 weeks ago.
No, the one
where
they did
showed the monitor
was not a stinker, but it was kind of like, man, but they didn't. Oh, okay. Listen, they've had stinkers, and it wasn't a stinker. If it was a stinker, I would remember it. As such.
No, you're right. This past state of play was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and so Microsoft just had their thing. And remember, this was all third party, and what they had said ahead of time, but I wasn't 100% sure until like I had mentioned it to Karen because we watched it together on Discord.
Ah, so sweet.
And right, he made boy. But anyway, we were watching together, and I was like, I think I heard everything he was supposed to be Play Anywhere, and just then it popped up, and he was like, "Yep, there it is." So everything was Play Anywhere. No, not the very beginning. It said everything that's going to be there was Play Anywhere.
I was like a second ahead of him.
Yeah, he was like a second or two ahead of me.
Play Anywhere, and he goes, "Whoa,
unpause it." Right, so he could be more in sync, but even then he was a little bit, but it was fine, unlike other times. So anyway, so like
they had some real good titles in there.
Yes, so within the first 4 games, I'm like 3 of them I want to play.
Yeah.
Right, and the second one I didn't want to because it's just not my type of game, but it looked like a good game in and of itself of the genre. Anybody?
There's a lot of horror in there.
Genre, a lot of horror. I think that horror.
And I'm not a horror guy, but
and I'm not a horror guy either. That's why I've said I'm not interested in it, but I know on people who would be interested in that because it looked like a good example of the genre. It didn't look like a bad game. It just wasn't.
It wasn't dominated by anime. Man, I'm gonna get hit with all the anime. What are you good against anime? Nothing, dude. But when you're like,
I watch a lot of anime too. So
just watch, man. The game, the Game Awards is gonna be dominated because it was the last 2 years. Remember that one last year? We were sitting there, we're like, dude, this is nonstop anime stuff. Dude.
Exactly, and because remember, we just had this Xbox event, right? We just finished watching. I had a lot of great games. I guess we'll get more into that in a bit, but wrapping up with the Game Awards, like, they just had that. So what? And even then, all third-party stuff. Some of it is on Game Pass, right? Which is cool. I like how they did the Dave the Diver thing.
Dave the Diver's cool looking. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, they put the Rogue on there. It's gonna drive.
Yeah, they put the Rogue Ally in it. Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they did it. The guy's playing on the Rogue Ally.
Yeah, on his boat. Yeah, he's playing on the Rogue Ally on his boat.
And Sid goes, that's gonna blast the console warriors. It's gonna piss them off. And I'm like, yep.
Piss them off. Yes, it will. So anyway, yeah, there was a lot of cool things. And remember, this is all multi-plat stuff, and most of it wasn't on Game Pass, although a good chunk of it was, right? But that wasn't even the main.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even the main interest, really. It was about the Play Anywhere. I'm really big on Play Anywhere, and especially now the internet is because of the handhelds, right? But I've always been, right? I've always said, like in the latter half of the 360 era, that's when I really started to get into PC gaming as a console, right? Not using it as a PC, even though I always had like designs on that, but it really hit off around that time when they first introduced the big picture mode to Steam. and it all came together. And now to really see that push now with the handhelds, they're really pushing that, right? Right after, like a month after the handheld is released, a month and a half maybe even, right? Now they're doing this showcase of third party, nothing first party, nothing from Xbox themselves. And a lot of these games are all on other systems. Most of the game, I think 80%, 90% were on other platforms too, outside of Xbox or PC, right? If not PlayStation or Switch or both even, right? And still, all of them were on Play Anywhere. So all of them were playable on your ROG Ally or, you know, your Ally X or your MSI Claw, whatever have you, right?
Yeah.
Even Steam Decks, right? That's beautiful to see, especially now when they're in that transition. And as a dude like myself, love to see it. But the thing that really had me standing up like M. Bison, like, yes, yes. And if you see the tweet, that was the first thing I thought.
The last second, literally.
Yeah, and I wasn't even looking too, because like I said, he's ahead of me,
Yeah.
and I was already looking away. And he said,
He's
like,
about
most
to get
people
off
probably
of it.
missed yeah, I was about to get off it, and he noticed it. I'm like, wait, what? And they announced that tomorrow, the Xbox full screen experiences will be available to all the PC handhelds tomorrow, the 21st. And
That
then
wasn't that wasn't got going.
that wasn't the thing that got me. The thing that got me was then they said it's coming to desktop PC or just regular Windows PCs in the Windows Insider coming soon, which we all knew it probably would have, but of course it was in the back of my mind. When are they going to do blah blah blah? Skin in my eyes, like, you know, there was that little chance that Microsoft could do something stupid as always, and then not do it. Oh no! They announced it then and there. I stood up. Yes.
That was clean.
The last screen. That was literally like the last screen before thanks for watching.
Yeah, before they did thanks for watching.
Yes.
And so,
they snuck that one in.
Yeah, and then I tweeted out in before anybody says they're doing that in reaction to like the Steam Machine announcement, because damn sure it's not that. Like, obviously they were planning for this all along.
They won't
right?
do. Once the Steam Deck announced that $600 price tag, just wait for that response.
There you go.
PC gamers, these hardcore PC gamers, are really gonna load up the Xbox experience.
Yes. You know why? Because that's exactly what they've all
been
asking for. They've been asking for that. Okay, the console guys who are getting into PC, that's perfect for them. We understand that, and trust me, right? Like I even said at the very end, next year, me and Kieran are building home theater PCs. It's about time finally that last piece of the puzzle is there, right? But for the regular PC guys, they've asked for this from Steam, but unfortunately, you know, SteamOS with its limitations with the anti-cheat and other things like that, it really can't be. So here comes Microsoft to really address that, where you're not running Windows. It's just enough of Windows to run the game.
But why would they want to run Xbox experience when they
don't have to run the Xbox experience? Remember, there's that little drop down where you pick which launcher. Right now, it only lets you pick Xbox, but eventually it'll be Steam or GOG or whatever you want. Right?
I'll give you a good example. Name a PC gamer that is like, all right, well, we won't even play the game. Alex has a Rogue Ally X.
Yes.
I don't know if he bought it or someone gave it to him. I don't know.
I think he said he bought it, but you never know.
Okay. He wasn't interested at first.
Right, he wasn't.
The main reason why wasn't because of the games or anything like that. It was for that Xbox.
And he's been very open about it.
And he's been very open. He's been critical about it. I think he's been somewhat fair.
He's been more fair than not, I would say.
Yeah, some of the stuff he complains about, like the Steam icons, that's cosmetic to me. But yeah,
and I'll bring that up a little later because that rabbit hole gets a little deeper. But yeah, overall, you were saying?
No, I'm just saying that. I mean, he's a PC guy. And he's a guy that champions Steam. Like, shoot, like half of his videos are about Steam. Like, you know,
and PC gaming in general.
And PC gaming in general. But he's a Steam guy, and and that's fine. I love Steam too. But it's just the biggest gripe about PC gamers is Windows is the bloated's on there, and this is supposed to help eliminate a lot of that. Does it eliminate everything? No,
but it really, really does. It's just like what HameOS does. There's no desktop running.
But can't you just build a PC with the bare stuff that you need with the OS, which is pretty much just Windows?
Yes,
and just like load up your launcher.
Yes, that's exactly what they're gonna do.
What bloatware is there if you're building?
There
one
is
from
not
scratch?
anymore. Okay.
Well, no.
Okay.
He's asking. Hold on. He's asking if you just install Windows. Yes, the bloat's there if you install just Windows.
Yeah, because when the dashboard is running, remember what they said right before the Ally was released. Because the desktop is not running, it saves you like 2 gigabytes of RAM and some CPU cycles as well. So at least 2 gigabytes of RAM is a pretty good chunk of RAM.
So you're calling
right?
it desktop bloatware to gaming,
but
for gaming purposes,
right? I get where you're coming from.
This is supposed to streamline. This is supposed to help streamline that,
and it does. It does,
and
right?
It does,
it's the same concept as what Steam does with SteamOS. It doesn't run the desktop. It launches right like the base Linux and then directly into the big picture mode, right? But if you want to get into the desktop, you can say reboot into the desktop, and then it loads up KDE they use, not GNOME, but I mean you could install it if you want, right? And then you have a desktop, you could run your programs, your browsers, whatever you want, right? And it's the same thing with Windows. So even those people who are on desktop and mouse and keyboard, even without controller, right, can just launch that right into Steam Big Picture mode or whatever other app they want to. Right. It could be Epic or Play Night or whatever launcher they choose, or maybe they get some super open source one in the future. Or emulation station, right? The one you get with EmuDeck, right? We have that now on Android, right? It works great. That opens the whole situation, and that's why a lot of people, in hindsight now, when you look at the Steam machine, they've always said, if you want, you can put Windows on it. It's just enough of a PC to run a lot of stuff, and we know the price is like a issue. We'll see about that.
You want to put Windows on it, yeah, because that ain't gonna bloat that thing. Okay.
Right. We get it. But now with this Xbox full screen experience, you take it right back. But to get back to what you were saying, right? It's all this talk about bloat. I hate that word. It's so overused, particularly with Windows.
When people say bloat, I'm thinking all these pre-installed applications when you get a phone, right? Or when you get a branded computer. Right. But if you build one your own, and if you just install Windows, then it's just Windows. No other.
And it's just Windows.
But Windows itself is demanding.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
it is. But and that's why they say with this mode, it takes off the desktop, and a lot of that demand is gone. You get back 2 gigs of RAM. You get back a lot of CPU cycles. That's been the whole point. But guess what? The same is true of Linux. That's what SteamOS does. That's where the idea came. It's not even that. That's where the idea came from. Because I had an app on Windows that I was doing that with back in the XP days, right? It just would
not the Vista days,
the XP days, like in 2000, before 2001, even before September.
Don't act like you weren't alive during those days either, dude.
Holding all of us, old guy over here, right? And like it would run before the desktop would launch and block Explorer.exe from running, which runs the desktop, right? And
Windows 10 was the first one I used,
and it would keep all the RAM, and yeah. So basically, like, this is not a new concept, right? Valve just made it popular. Of course, Microsoft is doing the same thing because it was always a great idea 25 years ago, and it existed then and even longer. I'm sure. I bet you it existed before I noticed it 25 years ago. But like, that's what they're doing. Is when people talk about bloat, it's the most overused word, and it's all the mindless crap that the anti-Microsoft hate that's just so mindless. You see it in everything, even in those who try to be fair. They still like to use it to weaponize because it gets clicks and views.
Isn't Edge like one of the ones that actually takes a lot of resources as well?
No, it's Chrome, because
it's based on
that's
Chrome.
right. That's right. It is Chrome.
Okay. And guess what? Edge and Chrome both run off of what's called Chromium, which is open source, right? Which,
I use nothing but Edge now.
Yeah, but Chrome is and they're both based off the same thing. Edge and Chrome are the same thing, right? So when Edge first came around, this new version of Edge that's based on Chrome, because the old version wasn't, right? When you first launch it, it'll ask you if you want to migrate your stuff from your old browser. So if you used to use Chrome and you migrate, right?
Internet Explorer was a oh god, that was
no. Well, it was. I'm talking about the old Edge, the previous Edge before they went into Chromium based. Right. It was not too great either, right? But when they switched over to Chromium based, I remember the day it came out, I installed it because I was in love with Chrome, but at that point, that was the height of it eating up a lot of RAM.
Chrome was working good though.
I was a
It
Mozilla
was
guy,
working
dude.
great,
I was a
but it was
Mozilla
eating
guy.
up a lot of RAM.
There was
And
no way I
still
was going to go to Internet
But when
Explorer.
you
I was
got
Mozilla.
32 gigs of RAM, what does it matter?
Nah, it was still eating up way too much. It would feel slow, right? So the first time you install Edge, it asks you if you want, to migrate all over all your stuff from Chrome, and it does, down to like your custom interface or whatever you call the toolbar.
Yeah.
If you have a certain design, all your plugins, every detail, all the tabs you had open the last time you ran it, all the history, all the websites that are already, every detail, right?
All your naughty
Because
sites got
behind the
ported
scenes,
over to Edge.
everything, man. Your porn bookmarks is all there, all logged in and everything,
man.
big with your preferences, right? But because behind the scenes, they're both running off the same code base called Chromium, right? And it was a Linux thing long ago, and then Apple took it and developed it into WebKit, and that's what you see Safari's running off of it. And nowadays, they're all basically running off like the same, like, forebearer, I guess you would say. But Chrome still eats up a lot of RAM, but Edge doesn't. In fact, a couple years ago when they put Edge on the Xbox, it's the full Edge.
Yeah.
I remember, shout out to Flip Money and who was with him at the time? I forget who, because I would name it. It wasn't 100. It was Flip Money and someone else. Immediately, like an hour after it was out, they used it to go on StreamYard.
Oh, they streamed it. That's
and
right.
live streamed on YouTube. They should get what they call that award when you do something the first time, or if you make a record.
Innovator.
No. The Guinness Book of World Records.
World Records. Yeah.
They were the first ones to live stream off of a console, like directly off a console without like a separate app or whatever, just straight from the web. Because the Edge version that's on the Xbox is the same one on the PC. It's just the interface is slightly different, but even your bookmarks are there. If you notice, everything is there. It's all the same software, right? And it goes to show.
This folder called private.
Right. It just goes to show
I should start
like
using
the
Edge.
mindset of anti-Microsoft is so ridiculous. And I used to be a big into Firefox guy, like back when it was called Firebird or Phoenix. No, even before Mozilla, 0.4. This was like in like
I like Netscape.
2000. I used to use Netscape 3 until Internet Explorer 4 destroyed it. It was way better, right? But that was like in the 90s. Like most of the kids.
It seems like they it seems like they each have their heyday, like where they're the and then someone beats it. And then when you find yourself that you're the little dog, like Internet Explorer, no one liked Internet Explorer, right? Like nobody liked Internet Explorer.
That's not true. Internet Explorer was nice up until
Chrome
the middle of the fifth one. No. Until
I dropped Internet Explorer for Mozilla, for Firefox.
Right. That was IE
Opera.
Right.
Yeah.
But IE
right now
4 was good, and 5, like halfway into 5 is when it took over. And then it was a wrap. Then they stopped innovating.
Right. I'm talking about when everybody was like, "What the hell is this?" Like
right.
Where they were like, Internet Explorer lost its market share, right?
Right.
But it forced Microsoft. To go back, and that's why it got Edge, right? Because they had to basically throw out the bathwater and start all over again, right? Because
and at first they tried and it flopped, and then they did it again, and they basically took Chrome and put their Microsoft stuff on it, and took out the Google stuff that was making it eat up a bunch of RAM and fix bugs. Right. And still Chrome still has bugs, even though Microsoft fixed those bugs and gave back the source code, because remember, they have to. It's open source. It's a part of the rules. It's a part of the license.
Which by the way, that's like a normal thing. That's a normal thing with business. When you are one of the big boys and you lost market share to a competitor that, or competitors. Yeah, you get humble a little bit. And by the way, that's what I've been saying about what's going on with like PlayStation too, because I feel like that PlayStation has to they have to do things differently, because they can't, the walled garden, they can't keep that up anymore.
Yeah, they're not Apple. Who just
So-
lost their very good airdrop today.
Yeah. So I'm encouraged by what PlayStation ends up doing. Hopefully, it's funny because you hear the rumor mongers are like, "Oh, there's a rumor that PlayStation is going away from PC now," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Okay, dude, yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
dude,
They started. Yeah,
they're gonna turn down that money that they've been getting. Sure, they are.
like I've said before, every time a
How do they
rumor,
come up with these
anytime a
narratives,
situation
man?
happens, right? They
because it's
start a
run by
rumor,
people that live in
because it's just
basements.
wish. Well, yeah, there's that too. Of course, that's the mindset. But remember, they start a rumor that they wish to be true because it's the same thing I'm saying about the Game Awards. It's the same thing that happened last generation when it was Xbox versus PS4, right? The
Right.
Joe averages don't know. So if they spread the lie enough, it spreads out and people believe it's true. It's just like when they keep saying Xbox is dead every week, right? And just like the article, I'm sure we're going to talk about it once again.
That's why I said,
Another
look,
interview with Sarah Bond,
I said to keep up the tradition with Xbox's consoles stupid names, they should just call it the Lazarus, okay? Because they've been dead so many damn times.
that might be the code name. We still don't even know what the
Lazarus.
code name is.
It should be Lazarus.
Just to troll everybody else.
It would be perfect. It'd be perfect, and then they could run commercials like it's a PC and a console. Yeah, it's an Xbox.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah, just
yeah. I don't know how they come up with these narratives, man. Like that's their next story now. This is what they're believing or want it to be real.
Yeah, that's how
Because
you know it's, and that's how you know it's fake. It's always the thing
It's
that
just
they wish the
outrageous.
most,
Yeah.
and it just comes out of nowhere every freaking time, bro. Every time.
it's like it's basically what they wish it would be,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
and it's like they're going to
And those
PC.
rumors never
They're
end
not-
up.
They're
Yeah.
going to PC. Get used to it. It's not going to stop.
Not at all.
These
And the other thing
businesses
too-
don't care about your feelings. They care about the money they bring in,
And here's the thing too. I've been asking for this for a long time, long before anybody. I remember I used to say it, and people used to laugh at me. When are they going to come out with their app store, or at least an app, right? That's built into their games, right? That logs you into PSN, all this other stuff, right? Where you get the cross saves. At very least, you want those cross saves, right? So if you're on PlayStation already and you're crossing over into the PC realm, you don't lose all your stuff, right? At minimum, it doesn't even have to be cross play, just cross progression.
Yeah.
Just cross progression at a minimum, right? It doesn't even have to be a full app, although I figure they're gonna have to do that as well. Because like realists always like to say about Steam in the 30%, he's not wrong, right? You would think, okay, Sony wants to get all that money for themselves, right? Just like Microsoft has done with their suites, like Epic has done, right? This is why he champions Epic, not because he thinks they're any good. He's being pragmatic when he's talking about the publishers and how much they have to give.
He wants more people in the room, which I don't blame him.
Yeah. I don't blame that at all, right? But it was just the way he would frame it a lot of times when it was me versus him. And like, it may make me have to defend Steam. I'm like, I'm not trying to do that, but I can't really say any of what he was saying is wrong. And now lately, he's being more open about what his real point is instead of making trying to trigger me into an argument. But still, which I wonder where the hell happened to him already. I called him. I figured he'd be here by now. But like,
Taking a shit.
it just goes to show. It just goes to show, though, right? Like, I'm wondering when they're gonna release theirs. I'm waiting to see it. I've been calling for.
They're still working on their version of Pisser.
Yeah.
Well,
man,
they need to fix the problem with the drive because mine just broke.
Although my buddy
about
came in a couple weeks ago, posted another thing about what was it this time? Did I send that to you, Sick? It was
You
like
probably did, but I know-
name a story that ended up with a sad ending, and he put the PS5 Pro.
Ah,
That had all the
yeah.
problems that ended up with a sad ending, and I put the little eye emotes. I didn't say anything. I just put like the two eyes, just
the
like
two
look at him.
eyes.
He goes, it's true, and I'm like, sounds like a person. It sounds like not my problem because I didn't buy it.
Dude,
Tell the truth,
I
though. He did tell the
swear.
truth.
I rarely play on that system. And the only reason why I powered it up, because we had dinner with friends this past weekend. We hosted. And there was going to be a bunch of kids here. And,
I'll work with
kids.
that.
There were mainly boys here than girls. and they want to play video games, right? They're all teenagers. They want to play games.
Roblox. Oh, no,
And so-
teenagers might be a little bit different.
And so I pulled out the PlayStation because that's what they know. Like nobody
Right,
wanted to
yeah.
play with the Xbox. I'm like, well, that's fine. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I have a PlayStation.
That's the adult toy.
Yeah, that's the adult toy. And so they got. I said, you guys can play whatever, like PlayStation. Here, you can use my account. Don't matter. Well, all they wanted to do was play Fortnite.
Yeah.
Dude, they probably broke your PlayStation. No, I'm kidding.
And so
That's what 50%. That's what 50% of the PlayStation base now is.
Yeah.
Fortnite guys.
and
Yeah.
so I don't know how I went about it to
Why they
just.
kept the PS4? First,
Oh, I think I was trying to update games. Is what I was trying to do. So
Oh.
I popped in a disc just to play something, and that's when I heard it grind like.
Oh, dude,
And
maybe
it's
they
like-
really
and
did.
it try and
put
it,
it
and it
up.
tries to spit it out, but it doesn't because it's trying to read it. You just hear it. I'm like, oh, this shit is dead.
That's almost
I
like
think
a
they.
death rattle.
I think one of them did it, bro. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I think it was,
No,
if the
no.
coincidence does not.
No,
they,
because,
bro,
they
because-
shoved something in
I
there.
mean,
They're like,
it's not
let's try
escape.
this.
I mean,
no,
does not
because
escape me, bro.
they weren't in the room when I start setting everything up, and I was like, all right, so here it is. I didn't even pull out the disc games. That's
No,
the thing.
but you weren't there the whole time when they were playing it, so you never know, dude. I'm just saying, like
So,
kids, maybe
yeah.
you forget as parents. What the hell? I can't believe I'm the one explaining to you how kids think and act like you don't know this
No,
is
I
not
know.
possible.
I know.
Like,
and,
I'm making excuses for them because
So-
I guess you know where this leads. But I'm saying,
so yeah, I'm gonna
The
track
thing
down
was
all the
this
kids
is
now.
not-
I'm
time
gonna
does
get
not
this. Like, you
escape
guys
me.
gonna pay me $100 each. You know?
right. But I'm just
I'm
saying,
coming
though,
for your lunch money.
this does not escape
Give me your
me.
lunch money,
That
kid.
happens now. I'm just saying.
Give me your
like,
quarter milk
holy
money.
crap.
Yeah.
They don't even have lunch money anymore. They pay it all
An
online.
account. Yeah, they have an
Yeah.
account. now.
An account
But
online,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like when I first figured out, it's like it's not working, and I think nothing of it. Then I told
Mhm.
you guys, it's like, hey man, I think my shit's broken. And
Oh,
then
no.
before this, I went ahead and grabbed me a whole pile of PlayStation 5 games, and it did everything, the same thing. Trying to read it, try to spit it out,
Wow.
won't spit it out, and finally I just eject it normal. It ejects fine, right? It's not stuck. And it's like, all right, well, I have a movie. Let me try the movie. And sure enough, the movie works just fine. No problem.
Wow.
So
Wow.
now my PlayStation can't play games. I'm so sad.
They killed your PlayStation, bro.
They did.
They
Can't even
killed
call it
your-
a PlayStation. It's just a station.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Blu-ray player. That's what it is.
The giant DVD player.
Overpriced.
So now I'm sad. Like I said,
No.
if it actually gives out totally 100%, then that's gonna be my final
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Final PlayStation. Not going to get the PS6.
Not gonna get the PS6. Not getting the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is gonna treat the same. You know, if it's broken, like if it can't run anymore, other than me swapping out the battery, then like the whatever drive that's in there doesn't work anymore, and it keeps it from booting up. It's like, yep, it's done. I'm done with Nintendo.
Done.
Done.
It was a good run.
Yeah. So, whatevs.
Pros from, hey, FY, this is just completely random, but Pros from the Fujis got sentenced to 14 years in prison.
What?
Yeah, bro.
For what?
For
What, messing with the young kid?
conspiracy, money laundering, and illegal lobbying. No, he didn't do any of that kind of stuff. Thank God, right? Because us Haitians don't need that, right? But he did money shit. Okay, that's a traditional crime.
But he did white collar crime.
He did white collar crime. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all he did, and he got that.
14
It's
years,
white collar
man.
crime.
All
That's
about
it.
3 years
When you get
probation.
white collar crime, it's a slap on the wrist compared to blue collar crime now.
Man.
It's
way
still
it works.
14 years, man. Like because of, hey,
How old
man,
is he? Because that could be a death sentence right there.
No shit.
It doesn't mention the article. I'll look it up.
He ain't young.
Yeah, he's in his 50s at least. He might be early 60s, but he.
14 might be the remainder of your quality years.
Hang on, I'm gonna look at how old is.
Well, that's like
Pros.
these basketball players and whoever's like they're being caught
53.
for gambling.
He'll be
and all
70 by the time he gets out if he serves all
that.
his
And I'm
time.
like, dude, you guys make
No,
booty
wait.
money,
What am I saying?
and you still want to gamble
67.
because you can.
You talking about those pitchers?
those pitchers, the basketball players, anybody, you know.
Yeah.
Now I understand
Yeah.
it's for the rush. The rush.
Dude,
of just,
I
of
will
trying to
tell
win.
you what I told somebody else.
What's that?
They're not paid for their intelligence. They're paid because they can throw a ball faster than everybody else on Earth.
Yeah.
But you got paid.
Don't have to be intelligent to do that.
To gamble. Period.
Because people get a high off of it. It's the same thing, man. It's like, you know,
Man.
alcoholism, anything else. It's like, you know, it is what it is. Not to turn this podcast into like a doom and gloom, but
yeah,
it's not. They're not. Well, and first of all, from what it sounds like, these guys. I'm gonna put on my Italian cap here. Dude, these guys are messing around with the wrong folk too. Like Chauncey Billups and them, like they're mixed in with the mob, dude.
Yeah, bro.
So once you get in, this is from a guy who's related to an Uncle Gino. He used to do gun runs for Cuba for Castro back in the day from Chicago.
Hey, maybe you shouldn't be saying this too openly, sir.
No. I mean, they don't know who I am. I found out through my father's family. They don't know. I'm a black sheep there anyway. So, and he's dead. We're talking about Castro, dude. This is like 40, 50 years ago. Yeah, we're talking Castro.
Limitations.
Yeah. It is cool though, because I was like, what's his name? He's like Gino, and I'm like, oh, that's a badass name. That's cool. So, anyways, yeah, in my Italian self, like these guys are messing with the mob. Once you get in, you're in. You're not going to be able to get out. So these guys are messing with some people they shouldn't have been messing with in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, and prop bets are easy. You're not throwing a game. You're just throwing a pitch. Excuse the pun, because they are throwing a pitch. But they are throwing a pitch. So it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt you. Now, that said, they got busted. So you know what MLB is gonna do? They're gonna ban them for life. So the Indians just lost 2 pitchers. No, I'm talking. Well, it's MLB too. MLB is even worse.
I didn't know that was. I didn't know about that. No, it
was 2 Cleveland Guardian pitchers. They got busted for $30,000. Yeah, they were $30,000. See, these prop bets are getting out of control.
Was the Dodgers or the Yankees?
Yeah, so it was 30. It was like a $30,000 bet that this guy throws a ball, like the first pitch in the inning is a ball or something like that, and they noticed it because there was a spike in bets, like a abnormal spike in bets.
Oh wow, really?
And that's how they figured it out.
How did they catch him though? Because all of a sudden he's making the ball. Then
because they traced where the money was coming from.
Oh wow. Wow.
And so they were keeping an eye on him, on the pitchers, and their actions were mirroring what a lot of where the heavy money was.
Man, they're gonna do the same thing they did to Pete Rose. Was it Pete Rose? Pete Rose, right? And
Pete Rose got busted because he was gambling, but he never gambled on his games.
Right, that's the thing too.
Right.
And see, for years now, everybody was saying before he unfortunately died, right? Like they should have let him. Like there was too much, right? Too much. And now I feel like maybe they're going to go the other way with these guys, but they damn well shouldn't. And
they're not going to go back to where there's no gambling because.
Well, not to. No gambling.
Because that Pandora's box has been opened, right? Because I mean, when we were kids, you couldn't gamble on sports unless you know a bookie, and you knew him by the first name only. You didn't know him by his last name, right?
Right. It was completely illegal. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, come here, Gino. You know, you don't. What's Gino's last name? I have no idea. His name is Gino. You know. So, I mean, what I'm fearful though is because in Texas. They're trying to open up gambling in Texas, which is like a joke because we already have gambling in Texas.
Yeah, FanDuel and all that other stuff too.
Well, no, it's not even that. We have horse racing. We have a lottery.
Yeah.
It's like and the reason why the Mavericks were sold, besides keep wanting to triple his bank balance,
yeah,
was they sold it to the Anderson family, Sheldon, whatever family that is in Vegas, because they want to build a resort for the next Mavericks arena. And they're trying to get Texas to overturn that, but right now there's a lot of Southern Baptists that are blocking it, and
of course,
and so I think it's inevitable it'll eventually happen.
Yeah,
but
see, that's not what I'm talking about, though. I mean, like what they did to Pete Rose, right? He got,
but that was a different time. What that was a different time. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Different situation. These guys did worse than Pete Rose, and so when you say that they need to ban them forever, I completely agree. Right? I completely agree.
Well, they have no choice because what they did to Pete Rose.
But that's the thing about it.
I still think Pete Rose should go to the Hall of Fame, though. I mean, I didn't have a problem with him banning him, but I had a problem with him not going to the Hall of Fame.
I had a problem with the fact that when they banned him, okay, fine, but the fact that they prevented him,
he bet on games. He shouldn't have done it.
Right, but the fact that they prevented him from the Hall of Fame in his
that
life,
I have a problem with. Yeah, how it's the same thing.
And what these guys did is worse. So if they're banned and never in the Hall of Fame, I could see that. But I feel like maybe because of what they did to Pete Rose, like they'll go easier.
They tried to cancel culture Pete Rose.
Yeah,
and it's like you have a Hall of Fame without the career leader in hits, and he leads hits by a mile, by the way.
Yeah,
and
he never got his due in his lifetime.
And that record will most definitely not be, but that record probably will not be broken. Never. At least it won't be in our lifetime.
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, and I'm not even a Reds fan, and that happened before, like when during his heyday was like 2 or 3 years before we were born, the Big Red Machine. So no, but I never understood having a Hall of Fame.
Right.
I never understood having a Hall of Fame without it. Right.
Right.
It's like when it's like when they take a title away from a team after they busted him, or when they took the Heisman Trophy away from Reggie Bush. It's like, well, they got to vacate their wins. And I'm like, whatever, dude. They still won the title. Everybody knows they won the title.
It doesn't matter if he has a trophy. Like, who the fuck? But that's what I'm saying about Pete Rose. It was the same thing, and they were always talking about it, and MLB was always. Nope. Like everybody.
But then they teased it and they brought them. Like, remember when they were doing, like, the Reds was doing like their 50th anniversary or something? They brought Pete Rose back, and they were teasing him, and I'm like, which one is it? Is he a pariah and he's no longer welcome in the game, but you're bringing him back for an All-Star weekend, or what? To me, it's like you're sending multiple, and you're screwing around with fans too, by the way.
Yeah, and like he didn't deserve all of that. Like,
no,
and it didn't happen in his lifetime. That's the thing. And now they won't even do it posthumously, or however you say that, right?
Posthumously. I mean,
they make them look bad to do so when they should have done it all along.
Because he didn't bet on his own games.
Right. That's the thing about it. If he did,
I actually don't think that is as bad as what the steroid guys did during the late 90s, 2000s. Like, and I'm a Ranger fan. I mean, if you ain't roiding, you ain't doing it right.
Mark, what's his name?
Juan Gonzalez. I mean, we knew how to how to juice, right?
We all know there was juice.
We know. Hey, be quiet over there, Astro. I ain't Bagwell and all that. Let's not act like Bagwell's big head was natural either. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Craig Biggio used to start out small second baseman. All of a sudden, he's like a freaking man. Like, come on.
When the Big Hurt organizations and the Big Hurt. What's his name? He was doing those ads a couple years back.
Like, there's some Astros there that knew how to juice too. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, so
I miss the sports talk.
There's not much in sports for Dallas right now, except that our season's made. We fired the GM, so
yeah. Well, we fired the head coach of the Giants. So hey, I mean, they were sucking ass. What do you expect, right? Hey, somebody's head had to roll. But realist, we see you there, homie. What's up, bro?
He just snuck on in, man. He's like, "What's up, fellas?"
Yeah, man. Stick called me. I had to do some crap. But anyway, what's up, fellas? What it do?
Fellas?
What it do? What it do?
I came in on baseball talk.
Yeah, sports talk.
We're talking about the gambling thing. Someone
Yeah,
brought
and
it
then
up.
just
I think it
before
was
that,
Tag.
we just heard
Maybe
about
on Tag.
Praz. He got 14 years just now.
Who?
For all the stuff. From the Fugees, the other guy from the Fugees.
Yeah, I just
Hawaii.
want to make sure you said prize. Like, what happened?
Yeah,
to him?
Praz. He got 14
Game
years.
you haven't heard of from a while.
Yeah, man. 14 freaking years they gave him.
What did he do?
White collar crime.
White
what was
collar
it?
crime.
Oh,
Money
Let me
laundering.
get the link again. Yeah, money laundering and stuff. I
Oh.
have to find the article again. Yeah, money laundering and stuff. So, 14 years, bro.
It wasn't an R. Kelly situation.
And conspiracy and illegal lobbying. Yep, 14 years followed by
illegal
3 years.
lobbying. Oh, okay.
Yep.
What's up, realist? Where you be? What you doing?
Nothing, man. Shoot, just sitting here.
Yeah.
Just sitting here, man. You know, I missed the 45 minutes. What y'all touch on?
I ain't touch on shit, man. These guys are
Didn't touch on nothing?
Gambling.
We were
Like
talking a
baseball?
little bit of.
About
We were
Horseface
talking about a
Jeff.
little bit of Game Awards,
Yeah.
which
What
about his
that.
PlayStation?
Expedition
I'm
33.
kind of tired of you bots. You know, like y'all know, like what like we complain about how bot paid for Jeff Keighley is,
Fuck that guy.
how he just wants to suck Kojima off.
Well, see,
Yep.
I have
That's
a
what we
prop
said.
bet,
Well, they-
realist. I'm like,
not me.
here, I have a prop bet now. Is since Kojima is technically one of the, with Death Stranding 2 being a nominee, does that mean we don't have to listen to a 10-minute useless segment of Kojima this go around like we do every Jeff show, or is he gonna have both?
Well, the thing is Kojima's got 2 games in development.
Death Stranding is
So-
one of the.
And one of them is with Xbox. So,
Yeah.
You know, one of them is a stealth game with PlayStation. The other one is the
Yeah.
OD.
So you're saying even though
He's gonna find a way.
Death Stranding's on there, he's gonna have his 10-minute segment.
Yeah, he's gonna find a way. I mean, I'll never forget like how before I knew anything about Jeff Keighley. I mean, now I know about him. Like he's been around forever. But
Right.
like the Game Awards, you know, and once it rose to notoriety, like once I saw how he looked at Kojima that first time,
With those
You know what I
fluttering
mean?
eyes.
like, well, he literally looked like he was gonna piss himself.
yeah.
He looked
Yeah.
like he looked like the women used to look at Michael Jackson in Germany.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was gonna faint. That's how like for real. I ain't trying to be funny. I was like, golly,
Yeah.
man.
No, it's
We
not
aging
long.
ourselves though. Go Michael Jackson in Germany though. We are aging ourselves because
Hey, dude, I think it's well established that we're old
no,
geezers.
it's funny. You say that, but there was a
They call
TikTok
me
I saw.
old.
Michael Jackson wasn't as big as people make it out to be, and as a kid who's
no
like
idea.
20 years old. I'm like, come on, dude, you don't
Shut
even
the
know.
fuck up, Jeff.
Yeah, you know not what you talk about because Michael Jackson. Like there still hasn't been anything anybody to come close to Michael Jackson.
They were
Like,
talking about
this-
where he
this dude
stopped,
was
where they stopped the Lakers game for Michael Jackson. That's what the response was. To
Oh yeah,
the
that was
videos.
somebody who said that, but that dude was literally a worldwide icon.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that's somewhat close to me as far as what I'm looking at is like a Bad Bunny. Like this dude was going into
Yeah.
like Asian countries.
In
He's
music.
in Africa,
You're talking about like yeah.
and they don't even know what the hell he's saying.
Yep.
Like I mean, if you're doing a sports comparison, I would throw the other Michael. I would think Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
No,
yeah,
why would I compare Michael Jordan to Michael Jackson? I'm comparing.
Yeah, we're
musical
talking about
features.
I'm talking about just the
Popularity.
aura. They could go anywhere in the world and they would be flocked. Jordan was
Yeah.
like that too.
Yeah, Jordan, but see, Jordan played a sport, and you don't need to speak in sports. Everybody
True.
can speak that language. But when it came to like a Michael Jackson, and then you have the Bad Bunny
People
guy,
that don't speak English.
you got all kinds of
Spanish.
people that are going to this dude's concert that do not speak Espanol.
I joke about it because they're giving, they're so upset of Bad Bunny being the halftime show, and I'm like,
yeah.
and they finally had the commissioner in NFL came out and
Has there
said
never
we're
been
not
a
changing.
Latino played at halftime? I thought there was.
I'm sure there was.
Well, there's been in the past. It's just that
so I keep joking because you have all these like anti woke people, whatever, and they're all bitching and complaining about Bad Bunny, and I'm like, and they're like, we're gonna protest it. We're gonna get the NFL to, and I'm like, dude, the NFL's loving this. Like,
The
I
more
mean, you
they
don't
get
even understand. Like, the more you talk about it, like,
Or
it's
the
like what
NFL
we were
like,
saying about
yes.
this is the Xbox ad, right? The more you
Yeah.
blast about it, the more they're gonna play it up. The NFL just loving the fact that you're talking about it.
Yo, man, the NFL is like M. Bison, like I was with the at the end of the Xbox thing with their announcement, right?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, yes,
That was the other thing we talked about too,
yes.
realist.
Yeah,
You see,
the
the
Xbox
problem
event,
with
and
the problem with stuff like the NFL and Kaepernick is like people do not have the conviction. It's like
No.
they'll get mad, but they'll still watch the Super Bowl. All the
Yep.
white folks that were mad at Kaepernick still watch. All the black people who were mad about Kaepernick went right back to football. Like it's like they protest for like a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? And then they go right back.
That's
to
what
watch.
bugs me about Cowboy fans. I'm protesting. I'm not watching their games because I'm tired of Jerry. You know, and I'm just saying, I'm holding my own. I'm not buying jerseys. I'm not watching them. I'm like 30 years of failure, man. I ain't doing that.
I listened to the local radio host about the Cowboys coverage.
Really,
and all
Sean
that.
Sharif.
Yes, all of them. Like both that channel and the other one, the fan and the ticket.
Yeah.
And it just cracks me up. It's like they win against the most crappiest team.
Oh, Raiders, and they're celebrating,
and somehow they're celebrating. It's like, oh, extend the contract for Pickens and do this, and it's like
they do need to do that.
Well, they do need to. They need to extend Pickens.
They need to extend Pickens, but I have no faith that Jerry's going to get it right.
The thing is, to me, George Pickens is as good as CD.
Yes.
So
he makes CD better because of his job.
You're gonna pay two guys $250 million at receiver.
Well, you weren't going to pay the $250 million it was going to take for the linebacker. You might as well. The other receiver puts points on the board. Micah didn't.
Well, I'm just talking about CD is already I think at like 130. George, to me, he's every bit as good as CD.
I look at it this way: Jerry's going to screw it up. And then he's gonna spit a tale about how this is better in the long run. And
you think that Jerry doesn't want these guys? It's the same thing. Like players got to hold out, and then the front office has to make the tough decisions. You think the Bengals don't want to pay Trey Hendrickson? They want to, but they just gave Joe Burrow $250 million. You just gave Chase $130 million.
You know what? Joe Burrow about to ask for a trade if they don't get that ship righted.
And now trade is broke down ass.
Because as bad as the Cowboys defense has been this year, that defense is even worse.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem. When these guys take that money, you look at Lamar Jackson. The defense hasn't been as stout since.
Look at that
money. Well,
I ain't blaming the quarterback. If someone offered me that much money, and where do I sign? I ain't blaming that.
So then, this is what the owners don't want. They know that the players will take the money. Look at Patrick Mahomes. To me, he's still the best player in the league. He's the most winningest.
But they on the 500 team though. They on the 500 team.
Look, bro, he's the most winningest player in the league, but he took a 10-year deal. He's not the highest paid. He doesn't get mad every year because every year somebody's going to get paid more. He's still riding that contract
more
out.
in endorsements than he does by salary.
Look. I am not gonna feel. I'm not gonna feel sorry for billionaire problems, man. I'm
right. Thank you.
Jerry. I don't feel bad for Jerry. Well, Jerry doesn't know how to win.
Yeah, that's Jerry.
He does.
That's what I say.
No, he hadn't won in 30 years.
He's like Vince McMahon.
He knew the last time he knew how to win was 95.
Oh yeah, and then y'all are paying that cornerback that doesn't even play.
So why do you think I said they're going to screw Pickens up? I'm not putting faith that Jerry's going to know how to do Pickens right.
It's not that he doesn't want to pay these guys. He can't pay everybody. That's just the way the league is.
First of all, okay, they got a salary cap in football. Do you know who was the guy that brought the salary cap in football?
He did.
Probably Jerry.
He did. So I don't feel sorry for billionaire problems, man. That's all I'm saying. He was the one that brought it in.
But you know who also who's been trying to get a salary cap for only quarterbacks?
I'm sure he did.
Because it's getting out of control when you're paying dudes like Brock Purdy $250 million.
First of all, I look. Out of all the sports unions, the NFL's is the worst. MLB's got the best, and they're trying to throw a wrecking ball into
MLB and
that
the
because it's
NFL
all
are
guaranteed. NBA all guaranteed. NHL, they got a salary cap. They
They're all
take a hit,
guaranteed too, though.
but they are guaranteed. But NFL's isn't,
Okay, but why?
because the NFL's got 52 players.
No, because the NFL is way more risky. Like
Right.
hockey is
It
physical.
is.
They play 82 games too, I think.
But who's the one that put in the
dudes aren't getting
18th
knocked
game?
out that way.
Who's the one that put in an 18th game? It wasn't the players. The owners did that. Okay. So they made their acquisitions even riskier by now you get to play 18. Let's open up the wild cards. Let's add a different wild card. So
What did they do?
They took away I'm just saying they're talking, but the billionaires are talking out of both sides of their mouth. Can't have your cake and your ice cream too. Is my point.
But you brought up the unions, and I know why they don't want to give guaranteed contracts because Deshaun Jackson almost busted everything up.
The Players Association wants guaranteed contracts. The owners,
even I know about that.
Look, bro, and then all the owners, the dude tripping, man. Look, all of the owners, they all got together and they took a stand because you had first it was Kirk Cousins, really. Kirk Cousins contracts have been guaranteed for like the past 10 years.
Wasn't Revis getting some insane contracts too?
Look, I'm going to tell you right now. If there's a player association that I think has gone overboard that is hurting the game, I think it's the NBA. Yeah, because the NBA, that load management stuff, that's a bunch of crap, dude. That's a bunch of crap. Like the load management, these players are getting paid even more than the quarterbacks are. I mean, you're getting your eighth player on your team getting paid $60 million guaranteed. Your top of the line with the Supermax is getting over $300 million for 4 or 5 years. Like they're making even more than the quarterbacks are.
Well, see, but the Supermax was to help the small market teams. Like Giannis would not be.
Well, did that work out?
Giannis wouldn't be a buck without the Supermax.
No, I get that, and it helped Milwaukee. But what other teams did it help?
I mean, everybody, but everybody didn't hit like the Bucks did. I mean, Russell Westbrook got paid.
Giannis, they're not everybody's a Giannis either.
But every team has one if the guy hits the All-Star game. Curry is one. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one. What's his name? Narrowly missed it. Who plays for the Mavericks now from Golden State? Klay Thompson. Like everybody.
No, I understand that. I understand that, but not all Supermax players are the same either.
Not everybody deserves one. No.
But they're guaranteed it. Well, all I'm saying is if there's a player association that I think has hurt the game, I would say the NBA more because they do load management. So have you paid for an NBA game recently?
Not recently.
Okay, so I went to one last year. I took my 9-year-old, or back then it was 8-year-old kid. I took me, my wife. That was it. The oldest had to work, so I didn't take him. How much that cost you? Dude, $350, and we were up in the nosebleed section.
That sounds like wrestling.
Nosebleed section.
Both of us are wrestling fans. We know how
like back when Cuban bought the team for the Mavs, you could get those for like $5 or $10. Now, I will say this: we were at a Saturday game, and actually, I don't know if you remember this. We were playing the Rockets, and it may have been, maybe it wasn't last year, maybe it was the year before. It was the one that we came back and hit a long range 3 to send it in overtime. It was like late in the year. It was like, and we were playing the Rockets, and we won that game. And it wasn't last season because Luka was on the team. So yeah, that's salt in the wound right there. But yeah.
Well, listen.
But load management. So I'm paying $350 for 3 tickets in the nosebleed section. It is a Saturday game, so you should expect a little bit more than a Tuesday game. Yeah. But here's the thing. What happens if I pay $350 and Luka's like, oh, we're going to sit Luka and there's no load management because he's on load management.
Sucks to be you.
That sucks to be me, right? Exactly. But that's the problem, right? Because 20 years ago, 25 years ago, you didn't have that problem. And
Wasn't even that long ago.
these guys have even better medical. The game is not nearly as physical.
Yes, it is.
It's a track meet physical. It ain't you getting thrown down in the middle of the lane physical. You're shooting threes. You're shooting threes or you're shooting layups. You ain't taking two, mid range anymore.
It's two different types of beatings you're gonna take, right? Because they just came out. The pace of the league is causing more soft tissue injuries. Okay, but
because
see,
they don't practice. They don't even have a preseason like they used to either, though.
Let me try this again. So the league set it up. the league set it up so that because remember back in our day they played defense, the physicality that you're talking about,
right?
But the league, even with the NFL, they're basically legislating defense off. So now what do you have? More offense.
Yes.
The game is faster. You can't really slow these guys. You can't even what's the word? Hand check.
No,
right?
you can't hand check. You can't put an elbow on them. You can't even arm check. You can't put an elbow on them anymore, like you and I did when we played.
So, I watched a hand check video last year, and I was trying to explain it to my son how, man, it was so much different. An average guy can slow down a great guy because he would direct his path. That's why I say Jordan is so great, because Jordan took those beatings and kept coming. Yep. Nowadays, you look at Steph Curry. He just runs to the paint, and they want to say he's on par with Magic Johnson. The hell out of here.
Well, see, but there's a video. It's funny you said that. There's actually a video, and I wish if I find it, I'll send it to you. I saw it. It was like a couple years ago where they took a kid, and like an 18, 19-year-old player, who was talking with. He was jawing with somebody that was like our age, and he's like, dude, hand checking isn't all that. And he goes, okay. And so they did the video. They did like a one-on-one game where the guy is allowed to hand check the 19-year-old. 19-year-old couldn't do anything. Like he was like, that's a foul, man. That's a foul. No, dude, that's not a foul. That's our point. This used to be legal.
Bro, imagine Kawhi Leonard being able to hand check somebody.
Oh, those big ass hands.
Oh my God, with that wingspan.
Those big hands, that wingspan, and he's built like a power forward.
He's the guy that I said, because I said the secret to Jordan, besides the fact that Jordan had that killer instinct and Jordan was a student of the game and actually didn't rely just on athletics. He actually got good feet, footwork, everything. But the real secret to Jordan's success was his hands. That dude palms a basketball like it's a grapefruit. So he can hold on to it that extra second or two. When they're talking about Jordan airtime, it's not even that he can hold in the air longer. It's because he can hold that ball like it's a freaking Nerf ball, and there's nothing you can do about it, and then throw it in the last minute when you can't block it. Kawhi is this generation's, because I'm always like, who's the guy that's got Jordan hands? Kawhi's got Jordan hands, man. Those things are freaking mitts, man.
Sick over there acting like he knows who Kawhi is.
What it do, baby? No.
The problem is one of the few things that I agree with Stephen A. Smith on. I think he's a terrible franchise player.
I didn't say anything about him other than his wingspan, because even I knew about that. You did, right? I'm sure.
He can't stay on the court.
Yeah,
he can't stay on the court.
And see, you brought up load management earlier. See, that started with the Spurs. I'm a Spurs fan. That's why I don't pay for a lot of games I pay for in the Spurs.
Spurs shit, man.
So look, bro, I grew up in North Carolina. We didn't have it's a college state. So I got to watch all of the Wake Forest games, all of the Carolina.
You didn't have the Wizards over there on that side of the US.
No, bro, it's the Hornets. But then the Hornets left. The Hornets left and went to New Orleans.
You weren't a Grandmama fan back in there, Alonzo?
Listen. I'm a basketball fan, right? That's still the Jordan era. So although they were two good players,
North Carolina, like fourth in the East.
North Carolina didn't care. That's the problem. That's the point. Yeah. It's like you have Wake Forest, NC State, East Carolina, Duke. What's in North Carolina?
Yep.
That's what North Carolina cares about.
Yep.
So even when they had the Hornets and the Hornets were decent, nobody cared. When they drafted Kobe, nobody knew that they drafted Kobe and who he was. I had been watching, a reader about Kobe in Sports Illustrated for kids. I knew that he
Yes.
was supposed to be the next Jordan guy, right? He was supposed,
I heard about him in the
they,
news.
So when they got traded for Devon, you just immediately sunk.
well, look, bro. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you the concise version. Because I grew up in Kinston, North Carolina. Jared Stackhouse is from Kinston, North Carolina. He was supposed to be the next Jordan. Ray Allen was supposed to be the next Jordan. I was a big Ray Allen fan, even without them trying to make him the next Jordan. So Kobe came along. His daddy said, "My son's gonna be better than Jordan." Right?
He gonna play for the Hornets.
and that was the whole talk in the barbershop for like 4 weeks, and then Charlotte drafted him. He was on the cover of the newspaper. You know how he got that little crazy underbite thing that he does? Yeah. He's dunking the basketball, hanging on the rim with his teeth like that. I'm like, oh man, the Hornets got Kobe Bryant. Man, next thing you know, he got traded to the Lakers.
Yep.
And then right after that, no more Hornets.
So listen,
and they want to know why I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. And they want to know why they think that Luka trade was fixed by the league is because there's a history behind the weird shit happening, like Kobe being traded for a guy that looks like he just smoked a 6-pack on the court.
Okay, so what about Powell for Kwame Brown and his brother?
The only thing that Lakers fans will throw out is, oh, well, y'all blocked the league blocked the Chris Paul trade. I'm like, okay, whatever.
But yeah, think about how they got Paul Gasol. They traded his little brother and Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, honestly, at first it looked like a bad trade, but Marc Gasol became, to me, they robbed LeBron, but he became a defensive player of the year in Memphis. So,
by the way, I went to school in Carolina. I actually went to Wilmington, UNC Wilmington.
You did?
All right.
I graduated from there.
Okay. Enough sports talk, because I had the 2 things to ask Realist, and usually we do sports talk in the very beginning, and he missed out on a lot of the game talk. So there's 2 questions I normally
try to stay away from the sports talk because
I
can do that.
There ain't much gaming, though, to be honest with you.
No.
There's not much.
There's a lot of gaming. If you
there's a lot of games news actually, and there were 2 things that we did already.
The nominations.
Hang on,
I'm gonna bring it up.
We just razzing sick. I just razzing sick because I knew sick.
I know you are. But like, there were 2 things that I wanted to ask Realist about, but we already discussed some. But y'all keep interrupting me. Like Realist, right? So anyway, okay, number 1 at the Xbox partner showcase, because I know a lot of those types of games, like, you like to experiment with different types of games. What do you think? And number 2, then of course, would be the whole at the very end there, they finally announced which we all knew was going to happen, right? With the Xbox full screen experience on coming to desktops. Like, we all knew, we discussed this many times.
Yeah, it's in the what's the name, bro? The developer thing. What is it called? The
developer.
No. The thing where you can do betas and stuff with the OS.
Yeah. The Windows Insider.
Insider, that's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they announced it at the end of the thing, right? So we knew it was happening all along, but number 1, it happened a week after the Steam machine announcement. So of course, a lot of people are going to try to frame it like, oh, it's a response to that. No, we always knew that was going to happen. I was an odd man out with a little bit of trepidation in the back of my mind, but I mostly believed it was going to happen anyway. That what if they don't do it for a long time, or they hold it back, or something stupid like traditional Microsoft is known to do. But what you think of the show, the games they had, that we really haven't discussed the games at all, really, and there was a lot of dope games there. So I think we should talk about that before we talk about like the Sarah Bond interview, and there was one other major thing that happened today, or at least in the past week, that we haven't even talked about yet. So
what was that?
I don't even remember that last thing though.
Yeah.
So,
think
you can't tease it if you don't know what you're teasing, fool.
Right.
Hey, fool! Well, we got so much to talk about.
You're worse than a dancer in some joints I went to. Come on, man.
Hey, yo, we're talking about all the work shit. Like, man, what the hell? There's so much to talk about, and time is cracking on.
All he's saying was the Knicks. The Knicks.
The Knicks, yeah, like I'm a Knicks
fan.
That
guy's wingspan is good.
yeah, like this guy even knew that. But yeah, really, what you think, bro?
So my thing is,
score afterwards, I guess.
My thing is that I guess the 007 game, man, I think they might be pushing that really hard. It's like every showcase they show 007, PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
So I want to pay more attention to that game because they're pushing it hard. I guess it's
They're
just a
spending
big budget
money.
game.
That's what it
But what
is.
type of game is it going to be? Is it going to be like a Hitman game?
You know, it'll have elements.
It's gonna be like a. I mean, it's just gonna be like an indie type game where it's.
Man, it can't be
Based
an
on the
indie
movie.
type game if they're spending this kind of money.
Oh no, like Indiana Jones. I mean,
Like Indiana Jones, not indie. Yeah.
So but it's Hitman's third person, right? Yep, it's
yes,
third person.
It is.
So like I haven't played all of them. So I don't know because I mean the last 007 game I played was the one on PlayStation 2, I think, where you drove the silver BMW around. So that was the last one I played.
Well, they got the Aston Martin this go around.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
all the time.
I've been kind of over that because to me the peak of 007 was back on 64.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was when everybody was.
That's the GOAT.
Even
that was the only good James Bond game ever. What are we talking about? Like there was other ones.
The one that I played on my cousin's PlayStation with the BMW, that was pretty cool. But that was a long time ago. And 007, there must be a movie coming out. There has to be something.
They're gonna have a new one. They're gonna have a new Bond.
Yeah, the black guy.
They haven't announced it.
Did
they announce it?
Elba forever,
No,
but
they
like
haven't announced it.
They're going to have real 007.
It's Amazon's decision, right? Didn't Amazon own it?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do, huh? Okay. We'll find out. But hey, Sick, to me, bro, there's only one game I don't want to play that I have zero interest in, and that's Vampire Survivors. I was hoping that it created like more of a rival or an evolution to the first one and challenge Megabonk. Because all Megabonk is a 3D Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot lately. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was hoping that they would, kind of challenge it because basically everybody has kind of ripped them. There's another game, Army of the Dead. It's Vampire Survivors with better graphics. So the type of game that they made, I don't have interest, but it's gonna be in Game Pass, so I might give it a shot. The first game that they showed, the Armatus.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I thought it was another Destiny game for a second there.
I did too.
You should have saw some of the comments. Someone said that.
You see, Kieran?
Yeah, I was reading the comments. It's making Sick laugh because I was reading the comments. Someone kept saying Destiny, and I'm like, yeah, you ain't seen anything out of Bungie anytime soon.
But that's exactly. But
it wouldn't be from Xbox or on
Destiny 3 is still in development. But the game that excited me the most was the Crow game. It's like a Metroidvania, Crow Sworn.
Shout out to Bacon.
I was hoping.
Weird name, but it looked pretty cool.
I was hoping it got shadow dropped. You know what I mean? But it's coming next year.
What about the
Zoopunk?
Yes,
Zoopunk. I did like Zoopunk, man.
And
the
apparently
action.
that's a prequel to some
it looked
other
like
game.
Fist.
It's a prequel to Fist. It is a prequel to Fist.
I wasn't sure because it's a bunny. I mean, who else has a bunny?
Yeah, I was looking for the name, so thanks for saying it. Yeah,
but it looks. I was hoping. I was guessing Fist, but I can't remember the character's name in Fist. But it looks very AA. That's what my only concern is. Like the hits don't feel weighty. It doesn't look weighty. It looks like it's just you're hitting something and spinning around. And I hope they fix that up because it doesn't. It looks very AA. It's kind of like some of these games that look pretty, and when you play them, you can feel where the money needed to go or didn't go. But Pro Sworn is the one that I'm most excited about. I'm going to give Zoopunk a try because I liked Fist, and it looks like it's 3D now. If that is a Fist sequel, prequel, like you said. And then I wish I did play Hitman because I would like to play Eminem, fight Eminem, kill him with Eminem. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you kill Slim Shady.
And then another game that's being pushed real hard is at every showcase, the Annihilation game.
I was about to say
Annihilation or whatever.
Tides of Annihilation.
Yeah, Tides of Annihilation. That's the one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this, and then I'll let me quiet because you can't wait to get in. You ready to jump in? I'm put you in the game, coach.
No, the
Put me in the game,
Souls-like
coach.
game. That's a Souls-like game, right?
Which one? No,
It looks like
a
you
lot of
might be.
people are thinking. A lot of people are thinking because of the way it looked. It looked like they probably put it like on a super easy mode. To me,
Yeah.
it looks like an Expedition 33. It doesn't look really.
Yeah,
It looks like autoplay kind of,
that's
But
what I thought.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys played Raji.
Nope.
Um, Raji was in Game Pass. It was a 2D side scroller. I wouldn't call it Metroidvania, but like it was a very interesting Indian story, Indian gods, and we don't know what it is, but looks like they got a bigger budget. And if they can make a 3D game out of that 2D game that they had, oh man, that might be something, bro. Because you got God of War, you got Assassin's Creed that has gods in it when it's not in
It's very
Japan.
much God of War. It did remind me of that. I did say that
If
to
it,
What was
Joey.
if
the
they,
Chinese game that we were talking about? Sick.
Yo,
Hold on, let me finish what he's saying about that
Is
because
that
I
the one he was talking about?
definitely
No, I was
no,
just
no,
it
no,
was
no,
okay.
no,
I
no,
thought that was the one he was talking about. All right.
no.
a Chinese game?
Yeah,
China.
total. No, it was one with the girl. Looks like she's from Final Fantasy 13. Lightning. The chick looks like Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. So that's that game
Was
we're
it?
talking about.
It wasn't shown at the Xbox showcase,
Yeah,
was it?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it was. Yeah,
it was.
it was one of the
Give me
games.
Tifa.
Yeah, yeah.
Get Tifa, Lord.
But finish what you were saying about the game you were talking about, though.
I'm trying to. I don't remember seeing it. I'm looking at the list of games now to see. But anyway,
Yeah, it was
Dave the Diver, because I heard some people complaining about it, but like, dude, like a lot of these games are PC games. But
Yeah,
I've been saying it for years. Once it hit me, I've been spreading the gospel. Basically, since gamers have forgotten what gaming really is and started to get locked into one live service games, two
Yes.
tops
Mm-hmm.
every year,
Yeah.
Game Pass is basically training gamers to game, to
yes,
get back into gaming, to try new games. That's why Sarah Bond always has to come out and say that people who are subscribed to Game Pass play more games, try more games, buy more games.
hmm
Because people are locked into these free to play. They're easy, low barrier entry. That between a rock and a hard place. But when you have a service where people can just get in and try these games basically risk free, that's why I don't listen to ponies when they call us poor pass and all this other crap. Because gamers really do need to figure out how to game again. Because
yep,
if everybody is stuck trying to come up with the next live service game, what is gaming going to be in 20 years?
right. It'll be
I'll
totally
probably
dead.
be done playing, but I'd like to know that kids experience gaming the way we did, going to Blockbuster, well, subscribing and playing different games because you got some good ideas out here. So many good games that come out that people don't even get to play.
You're not
But
excited
yeah,
about
if I had to give
Splatoon
it,
2
if I had to
four
give
now?
it, but if I had to give it a rating, sick, I'm gonna give it an 8. All right, I'm done.
I
I
get
had
it.
7.5.
8.5. I get 8.5.
I had 7.5.
What about you, Tech?
Dude, I didn't watch it yet. I watched a little 2-minute
I thought you
clip.
watched it beforehand.
I
Oh,
wa-
you watched the little. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
funny.
Clip at the
Yeah,
end.
I got
I
it.
sent you that.
But I mean, looking at the clips that they showed, I mean, I like them. I mean, I would say I like 80% of them. They all look
Right?
good.
They all look great, and they're all third party, and they're
They
all
all
play
look
anywhere. And a good
Fantastic.
chunk of them were Game Pass. But even the ones that weren't Game Pass, I wasn't like, oh my god, they're not on Game Pass. I'm like,
I mean, like
oh
this
my
one,
god,
this
they're
one
play anywhere.
with the
Thank God.
Minecraft looking dude. I'm like, what is that game right there?
Right.
Where-
You mean the one who has a little bit of a Western
No, this one.
Erosion.
erosion?
Is that no. This one right here on the screen. It's like a Minecraft family. I don't know what they are. They're all pixelated.
Oh yeah.
then he has a- And then he has a
that's sequel.
flamethrower.
Oh, that's some kind of sequel, actually. I think. I forget the
Which
name.
one?
Oh, the one with the family. It's a sequel.
A
The
family?
developer. The both of us were talking about the developer too. Remember, Kieran? And you thought the name of the other
one,
game
this
was
one.
the name
Oops.
of the development house, but it's actually the. It was actually the the original
one.
version of the game they made.
Oh, and real quick, guys, that game, the Armatus or whatever it's called, that comes from the developers of what's that game that ponies were hyping up the SD card, the real shiny game,
Oh,
the Godfall.
oh,
That's
Godfall! I thought you
it's
were
the
gonna
same
say
developers.
because I was saying it kind of reminded me of Returnal in terms of like a lot of the action and gameplay, not all of it, but a lot of elements, but not exclusively though.
No, it looked like Destiny. The way that he ran out, I was like, "Ooh, Destiny 3."
So
Yeah,
Tides of
'Cause I
Annihilation.
don't want
Tides of
Destiny to die.
Annihilation is Chinese.
yeah, it's Chinese developed.
Fallen
Yeah.
Feather. No, that's Wu Chang.
I wish they would keep the title on the clips, man. They just show like
Oh,
the
they
first
did at
one.
the very end of the thing. They show you like a chart of every game in like 2 different sections of every game. So it'll be
Yeah,
at the
but
very
it's
end
like
of the thing.
I
It-
think
five
this one's
seconds
called
they show it.
Echo Generation 2.
Echo Generations 2. That's the one. Yes.
But I never heard of
Yeah.
Echo Generation 1.
Zupunk is
Generation-
Chinese. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's because that's because you're not you're a new PC player.
Oh.
Yeah,
See,
bro.
once you get into these games and you start buying these games for $5 that you'll never play, you'll
Yep.
see. Because I
Yep.
have Echo Generation in the library. Hey, y'all sleeping, bro?
Have you played Ravenlock? Did you ever play
Hell yeah,
Ravenlock? Duelist? Dude, that's a great game. So I just bought it because I was doing achievement hunting, and I played it, and I was like, "Wow, this is a really good game."
Total
Like I didn't even
Chaos.
know who they were.
Total Chaos.
That's a
sounds
little
different.
6-hour game, right? The little
Yep.
one with the little
Yeah.
like
The story's great.
like
Yeah.
cards and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Total Chaos.
Yeah,
is
like
something me.
That game was in Game Pass.
Yep.
Well, what I was gonna say real quick is if you pay attention, these games are pretty much made for handheld. That's why you get a game like
Yes.
Vampire Survivor sequel or whatever. All these games are gonna run just fine on your handhelds, and they play anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So like everybody on the panel has a handheld, so it's
That's
gonna play
right.
just
Some of
fine.
us have
Ooh,
16.
Let's go,
yeah.
Rog.
Yep.
Did you like that Rogue in the trailer for dang it, what's the
Oh, I gotta
game?
keep
Sick.
an eye on it again.
Trials of Annihilation.
No. The Rogue Ally on the
Oh, Dave the Diver.
Dave the Diver. Thank you. I couldn't
Where's
spit
it?
it
That
out.
was
I'll
awesome.
put this in the front. Let's see.
They showed
That
that
was
guy
awesome.
playing on the Rogue Ally on the trailer for
on the
Dave the
boat.
Diver.
Yeah, he was on the boat. Yeah, he was playing the Rock
Yeah,
Ally.
Dave the Diver is games like that will run perfectly. You'll probably get 6 hours out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
And the thing about it though was the little tongue in cheek, the fact that he was playing the game, right, on a Rogue Ally in the boat, and it was an in-game character. And they did that with the Rogue Ally. I'm like, it's like I love the fact that they did it's tongue in cheek, and it's like a finger to a lot of these people with these stupid narratives without, putting word to it to make drama out of it, right? Like they avoided the drama but still addressed it low key. I love that.
Oh,
Hey, Sick, you know another game that's a so PC game that I'm looking forward to?
what?
The gas station management alien game.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not, bro.
That was the game that I said not interested in.
Oh, the roguelike,
Bro.
you mean that was like hell with the it has like the slot machine game. That's the one you mean, right? Anytime you lose, like
No,
you
he's talking about the one
into
aliens
depth
with
of
the
hell.
face, with the little things on their
With the
face.
paper bags. He's
Yeah.
talking about Sick, you're talking about Clover Pit.
Clover Pit, yes. That's for realists
But-
right there, I
but-
feel.
But bro, look, I played Not Tonight, but that's because I liked Mike Rose's story, right? The I guess he's a CEO of No More Robots, the publisher.
Yeah.
And I think you have like whoever the publisher, the developer is, Devolver Digital.
Digital, yes.
Like I listen to these guys basically say why they love Game Pass, and Mike Rose is like, if I can get all my games in Game Pass,
Oh, I remember
will.
that. Yeah, I remember that.
Mhm.
you know. And so like that's when I started to pay attention to those games, like Not Tonight. And if I tell you what Not Tonight is, don't laugh at me. But basically,
Tell me.
you're a bouncer at a nightclub,
That is
and
funny. We're not laughing, we're laughing at the
all
idea.
you're doing is checking the ages on driver's licenses to either let people in or not.
Oh, that reminds me of Papers, Please. Remember Papers, Please?
Dude, they got simulators for everything now, man.
Yeah.
Papers, Please. And if you haven't played that, it's basically the same thing, but you're
Bouncer.
you're a guard at like this is back like when it was East and West Germany, right? And you're like one of the guys at the border thing, and you're checking the papers or whatever.
What's the
It's
name of
something
it?
like
Papers. Let me see your papers.
Papers.
Oh no! What do you check a paper? What, you got Ice the video game now? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, probably.
It's an old ass game. It's an old ass game from like
Ice
15
Simulator.
years ago. Yeah, Papers, Please.
God.
I can't believe you haven't played that. Really, that's your ally.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
like
I have
3
to
hours.
find them or they have to find me, because that's another thing that Microsoft might need to implement in their storefront, because the people are crying about the marketing and things like that, right? The advertisements.
It's
But
tough.
the thing is if I have something and I want you to know about it, I
Sound
gotta
like a
tell you.
Poe with a
Right.
different name.
it's like everybody's complaining about ads on. It's like you might not want it. You might
Right.
know it came out, but think about all the casual people who are playing games. Think about it. We just got well, I just got finished talking about how everybody's playing the same games.
Mm-hmm.
Why not let them know that Banishers is in Game Pass? Like to me, that's a game that everybody slept on.
Go look at the video game awards. Like 2/3 of those games are on Game Pass.
Yeah, and you still got idiots saying the Game Pass is a
It's
slot
bad.
pass.
Is it bad for
Mhm.
developers?
The people
then-
are saying that though. They're the ones that have Game Pass subscriptions too.
Yeah. Yes.
Nib and all them. Nib's all like
3
talking
years.
about Game Pass. They're like,
And
so when you go
meanwhile,
play the
mine
next
expires
Call of
this-
Duty, I'm gonna play it on
next
Game
month.
Pass.
I gotta stack up, by the way. Oh man.
Has,
No,
the, price
see,
gone,
hey,
has the
see-
price gone up?
On what?
The Game Pass
Game
was
Pass.
$30 this month, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it happened last month. It happened immediately when they announced it. That's the thing.
Oh,
You
did
two are
they?
stacked up. You bought more months. So what the hell? You can't sit here and talk shit.
I
mean,
didn't buy anything.
you forget. But I thought you did. Yeah, see?
I did.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
will.
Like,
I will. Like in December, because at that point I'll be at 2.5 years. As long as I can, I will. But my thing is, I'm not afraid of Game Pass raising their prices. It's either they're going to price me out or they're not. 30.
Yeah.
I said 35 was the most that I paid for it.
yeah.
But if they get, and then because honestly, it's getting to a point now to where I'm wasting money. You know, because it's like I don't have time for all these games. So give
Yeah.
me some value out of it. That's why I can't quit Ubisoft Plus. It's like you guys aren't even coming out with the heat like I used to. Ubisoft used to come out with 6 games a year.
Yeah.
A Riders Republic, a Fallout, an Assassin's Creed, some random 2D game, a strategy game, or
They
a
can now
world
because
builder.
it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Well, they
COD
can.
fanboy in the chat right now.
It's just
It's the
that
same thing.
They're
PlayStation.
losing.
PlayStation, they used to come out with more games every year too, but every generation
And
gets worse and
PlayStation-
worse.
Well, PlayStation been banned since their inception. What are you talking about?
Well, my PlayStation's
Nah,
drive is
but-
bun.
Oh, yeah, let's talk
No,
about
okay. You say you don't know about that. So I'm not. This is not me talking as an Xbox. This is me talking facts, bro. They didn't even have the studios to come out with a bunch of games every year. They always had the perception that they had a lot of games, but what studios did they have to give you more than 2 games? Think about the last generation. We called them the indie station.
No,
Right,
they've
it wasn't-
always
it wa-
relied. They've
it
always
wasn't until
relied
the
on
end.
third party. They've
Okay,
always
but it
relied on
wasn't
third
until-
party.
It wasn't until the end where they started bringing out first party games, and then at that point we had a half dead Sea of Thieves and and a broke State of Decay, and it looked bad, and it made PlayStation look good because they released finished, polished products. But PlayStation doesn't have the studio.
But
to have
my
output.
problem with PlayStation first party, as someone who used to be a PlayStation guy back in the day, is they're sitting on dormant IPs that they refuse to bring back.
Yes.
Who's
That's,
who's gonna make them?
that's the
It
problem.
doesn't matter because what they decided to do was they have a rotation about 4 or 5 games, and they're stuck on that rotation. It's either going to be a God of War, a Last of Us, who knows what remaster or whatever. Then it's going to be Spider-Man or Marvel. Then it's going to be
Wolverine now.
That's not all
Horizon.
that's about all you
Horizon.
can count on. Yeah,
and
that's
then
about all you can count on.
I'm forgetting the 5th one. There's
There's no 5th one. Unless you want to count MLB.
Wolverine.
no, because I count that with Marvel.
Yeah, so he said
I did say
Marvel.
God of War, right? I did say Horizon. All right, so
Yeah.
they're
Bro,
doing
I've
a
been saying
rotation.
for
They're
years,
doing a
keep it-
rotation of 4 games, right?
No, they have 5 studios that make games that you actually know the names of and play
But-
the games.
Yeah, I understand that. But the problem is those 4 games are all AAA. They're all spending hundreds of millions of dollars on it. When
Well, now you got Ghosts.
they have IPs, like you don't need to make a new Twisted Metal does not have to be a AAA game to be successful. You could make AA games and be really good.
But they don't need really
They just
good.
did that
need-
with
they need
Astrobot
really
last year.
successful.
But they're so stuck on the AAA 6 or 9-figure budget games. And that is a problem because it affects their volume of what games are coming out. Every generation since the PlayStation 3, they have released less and less first party games. and you're paying more each generation since the PS3. So that's my problem. You're getting less, paying more, and yet their executive comes out 2 or 3 years ago, says, well, we don't have enough IPs. And some of us old school PlayStation guys, go, yes,
SOCOM?
you do.
Killzone?
SOCOM,
Killzone?
Killzone was not good.
but Twisted Metal is. But Twisted Metal is.
Yeah, okay,
and they just had a television show. They couldn't get a Twisted Metal out.
Well, they tried.
You know what would be fun?
Siphon filter. They can't do a AA Siphon filter. They can't do a reboot on Siphon filter. That's BS.
Okay.
And anybody who's been playing PlayStation 2 or PlayStation could tell you they could do a reboot of Siphon filter and it'd be a pretty good
they
one.
can't.
Why not? Even if they don't own it, get to find out who owns it and do something about it.
All right, sick, Kieran.
I haven't said anything in 20 minutes.
One or two. Well,
right
how much?
that.
But 1 or 2 million sales is not cutting it anymore. And
but it's better than zero.
That's why you're surprised. Okay,
but that's not a unique problem to them. But that's not a unique problem to them. Put it on PC. Put it on Xbox.
No, nobody cares.
Welcome to my world.
Really? Nobody cares.
Payback to business.
No, because this is what I don't understand. Like, if they put these games out, the hardcore people are gonna be happy, but the hardcore do not pay the bills like that.
I hear you.
That's the problem. So if they bring
I'm
out
not disagreeing with that. I'm not
filter 15 years later. Look at
I'm not disagreeing with that. But if I'm a PlayStation fan and I'm looking at it. If I'm a PlayStation fan and I'm looking at it from a long term, what value are you providing me?
I don't care about value.
They're not even selling even their Marvel games. They're 4 franchises. The 4, they're not even selling enough to make as big of a profit as they did 2-3 generations ago. Anyways, so I don't even what you say is right, but. How much money did they really make on Spider-Man 2 after it was all said and done? After the leaks came out and you found out how much what they broke even?
I said they probably. I don't know. I said they probably.
No, I'm saying with the heavy royalties that they had to pay Marvel.
Yeah, and then when you roll it over to Steam, you got to pay Steam their cut plus give them out 35%.
And so my point is. Yes, you can open a studio and you could do AA games and see what happens. They did it with Astrobot. Then you're stuck in the water either way because you're going to release your big 4 tent franchises out to PC anyways. Eventually, you're going to do it to Xbox anyways.
That's unavoidable.
It's unavoidable anyway. So it's not a unique problem to PlayStation. Everybody has that problem.
Here, the real problem for them, right? If you want them to start going back to AA, they close all the AA studios, right? Mm-hmm. And if Asobi can't get Astro to pop, they'll probably be gone too. So
they only sold what 3-4 million off of that.
I think they barely hit 2, right?
Barely hit 2. Yeah.
So if you close down on your AA studios, who's going to make your
mistake?
So that means that you have to entrust a studio, a third party, second party studio, to make your games. So like I don't see them ever looking back. See, if Microsoft didn't have Game Pass, I don't think they'd make as many outside the box games as they do.
I know that
we wouldn't be getting keepers and things like that.
No, you wouldn't.
So why are you guys holding? And the real problem is that Sony, nobody bought a PlayStation to play PlayStation's games. Very few people did. I'm gonna say very few people bought a PlayStation to buy Sony first party. The majority bought it for Fortnite,
exactly,
Minecraft, Roblox, Madden, 2K. Those are the most.
But it used to be the reason why PlayStation was even in that position where anybody would buy these games that you are listing that are on every other platform except always. Purchase it on PlayStation because PlayStation used to be the platform where you can get most any game that released at least was on PlayStation.
PlayStation didn't get their market share. PlayStation didn't get their market share off of live service games.
Yeah, and it wasn't
They
exclusive.
got their market share in the PS2 era because they were able to mix good first party with good third party games.
Yep.
Live service, they already had the market share before live service. My problem with PlayStation long term is how are you going to keep that market share when you're only going to put out 4 games? You're telling us you're only going to put out 1 game a year. And yet everybody's going towards the PC model anyways, but you're holding off. You're trying to do everything you can. You're like the little kid that just doesn't want to eat his green beans, and you're keeping your mouth shut, and dad and mom's trying to pry that mouth open to shove that spoonful in there. And they're trying to keep that closed console. They're doing everything they can because they don't want to do it. And I'm saying there is no choice. They're going to have to, because that market share sooner or later is going to dwindle, because no one's going to be interested in playing your closed box Fortnite down the road or any other live service they come out, because the live service ain't going around. This generation is sucked on live service. They're not going away. And everybody else is allowing you to play everybody's games on their box, but you are not going to keep your market share because that wasn't the way you built your market share in the first place.
Yep.
Here, I'm going to tell you how they really built it, why they are what they are.
They're a brand.
Because, no, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to go back to when you first cut me off.
When was that? Because I cut you off on a bunch of them.
No, because the real problem with PlayStation is that they can tell you guys that we're gonna have 1 game per year and nobody bats an eye.
Nobody bats an eye. Yeah.
They still go run out and buy PlayStations, even though they have the second worst offering out of, well, it's only 3. If you want to count Steam, they have the second worst.
And all the shit that they play on PlayStation, they can play it everywhere else.
They are a brand. They are right now. They are a good brand. But the problem with being a good brand, it doesn't last forever when the value starts going away.
No.
How many brand names? How many brand names have we seen in our lifetimes that we don't see today? That were killing it back in the day. We don't see it now.
Yeah, he's pushing 50.
But when it comes to the console, I think that they will forever be popular as long as they keep making PlayStations, right? I do because as
long as everybody else is able to play everybody else's games, I don't see it. They don't have the following Nintendo does.
But nobody cares about what PlayStation and Xbox does for the most part.
And definitely not the kids either.
Why would you buy it? So why would you buy it? Why would you buy it if your competitors are?
You buy it because it's popular. And going to that, the reason why PlayStation is the reason why PlayStation 2. Hold up. The reason why PlayStation 2 is what it was, is because PlayStation came in at a time when gaming was at its worst point. Sega was on its way out with the Sega and the Dreamcast. Nintendo was on it. Nintendo almost died. And then here comes PlayStation to tell everybody, we'll treat you better than Nintendo did. Everybody left Nintendo, left Sega, and joined PlayStation. PlayStation came in when Nintendo and Sega were at their worst.
Yeah.
When the gaming industry was at their worst, and they capitalized on it. And they had a DVD player that was cheaper than DVD players.
Right.
That's what made them what they were.
Right.
Nobody gave a fuck about the libraries.
What's their gimmick now, though?
Stop it, because you keep doing this. Nobody cared about the libraries. People just bought PlayStations. Then they started to play the games. It's not because they saw the games. Like, everybody abandoned Nintendo and Sega. That's how PlayStation got to where it is. Then in PlayStation 3,
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. You can. No, there's multiple reasons. The reason why PlayStation did, because Nintendo stuck around. Look, I'm just as old as you are. I remember I was there. The reason why Nintendo was falling off, because they stayed with the cartridge way too long when everybody was going to disc. They lost the Final Fantasy series, which was a killer for them. Plus, the sports games was going on there, which PlayStation was starting to dominate in that area as well.
The what
PlayStation, it's sports games. Sports was coming alive. You're starting to get your Maddens, your 11 on 11s, not your, 6 on 6s or whatever. So that was also
that shit was hot since Genesis,
but not at the level that PlayStation.
But not at the level that it was at a PlayStation. When it started
Man,
going to
yeah,
disc, when it started going to disc, you can add more to games, and it made the
that's
games
true.
better. And PlayStation had a more diverse first party lineup
And
than
nobody
it
cared
did
about that, bro.
than it but it they did. They
They
did. I'm
didn't
trying
back
to
then.
tell you, I played Twisted Metal. I played Siphon Filter. Those were good games.
That's the thing we're
Okay,
leaving out. Yeah, back then they
look
did.
look around. Remember when you're a young 20-year-old man, and remember what happened. Remember,
I'm older than that.
no,
When
let me finish the
PlayStation came out,
goddamn
I was
question, bro.
15.
Remember when
Yeah,
how
15.
Sega shelves got remember how Sega shelves got shrank like Xboxes are now. Remember how Nintendo was reduced to just a display in the glass countertop. That's when PlayStation came in, and everybody was making games for
Because they
PlayStation, and
stuck with the
nobody
cartridge too
nobody
long.
was making games for Nintendo.
Because they stuck with the cartridge too long.
That's a part of it. That's
No,
a
that
part
was
of it,
the main reason.
but still Nintendo, bro. They had a cartridge, and Nintendo was the most popular. And also, you got to factor in how
Because
this is
everybody
what
was
bro,
cartridge.
listen to everything. I know you want to hang on this one thing, but listen to what I'm saying right now, bro. Nintendo has always been hostile towards third party. PlayStation came in like a
True.
white knight, and they
Well, hang
abandoned,
on a
and
second,
everybody
though.
was quick to and everybody was
Hang
quick
on a
to
second.
abandon Nintendo.
Let me get a piece in on this though, because
Get a piece, man.
first and foremost, Sony did what Nintendo did. Because when Nintendo came along, it was Atari and everybody else fucking up. First and foremost, same situation all over again when PlayStation came through in '95, at least here in America. Because I remember what happened in '94 because I had a Japanese one day one, right? So when all this stuff is happening, people started to buy PlayStations because they had 80% of the games that were out there were on PlayStation. Nowadays, people buy PlayStation because it's tradition to buy PlayStation, but they're not buying to play PlayStation games. They're buying PlayStations to play the games they could play everywhere else. And we always talk about how the new generation, the kids who are coming up behind us, okay, your kids, all three of you have kids except for me, and you all three of you say all the time they don't care about the consoles like that, man.
Right.
They see what the streamers are doing, these PCs
Exactly.
and handhelds and tablets and phones and stuff. PlayStation isn't about
My
any of that.
23-year-old has told me he will never buy a PlayStation again. Now, how many other people do you know when everybody else is going towards PC, which by the way, Rockstar said that the CEO came out earlier this week.
Yes.
Said everybody else is going to
still think that they're gonna skip PC now.
they said everybody's going to the PC route. And if my 23-year-old has told me I will never buy another PlayStation again.
Dang.
And I'm telling you, he ain't the only one.
Oh,
They better start doing something. They better start doing something other than that closed system that they have right now, because they want to be lords of the living room. Great. That was great 20, 25 years ago. These kids don't care about the living room anymore.
They don't even sit.
I don't care
room.
about the living
but
room anymore.
Kieran, them
Nobody sits in
opening
my
their
living room.
Hell
but Kieran,
no.
if they open their platform, it does nothing for them.
It makes some more money.
No.
Make some more money.
If they put their games everywhere, it makes them more money.
Yes.
If they open their platform, it allows people to see that there are other options.
So
right?
what?
And then I don't see them doing it. I see them
Because
trying to
so
stay
what?
closed as long as they can.
So you're going to stay a hardware maker and your costs are going to go up, and you think that's
Yeah.
going to work out for you?
They're going
die
to
on
do it out of necessity, because PlayStation's number one order of business is to maintain their storefront. The storefront is where they make their money.
You just said what I've been trying to say for the last 30 minutes, and I apologize because I fail in saying it. You just said what I just been arguing. You said they're doing it out of necessity, and my point for the last 20, 30 minutes is yes, that's why they have to, because if they keep doing what got them the market share, doesn't work anymore. So you and I agree. We're going full circle here, though. They have to. They have no choice. That's my point.
I don't see. It's like Nintendo. Nintendo can't do it either.
Nintendo
Right.
can do it. Nintendo eventually was going to have to make that hard decision too. The problem is Sony doesn't have a following like Nintendo does. That's a fact.
Fact,
Well,
Jack.
the reason why is because when Xbox and Play, if you watch the documentaries from PlayStation and Xbox, I got the other one. I bought it on Google. I can't remember the name of it. If I wanted, I could find it in my library. And then Power On. When they both talked about the conception of their console, they said we needed to make a console that third party would like.
Yes.
Whereas
Why do you think they're
Nintendo,
doing? Why do you think Play Anywhere? In fact, Sick and I were having a conversation about this. Why do you think Xbox is doing Play Anywhere? Because that is something third party likes.
Microsoft don't Play Anywhere is because they're making devices. They're making other devices, and they're making it a way for other people to create
But
devices.
why
So
are indies? Why are indies? And because people were asking the question, will indies and third party get on board with Play Anywhere? They just had a 30-minute
indies will
show.
definitely do it.
They will. Why? Because it's cheaper for third party for you to do Play Anywhere.
Well, well, you got to look at it too. Like, what were we doing before Play Anywhere? We were double dipping. You know what I mean?
I'm
So
not talking about the consumer though. They could care less about that. I'm talking about the developer. The developer does. I mean, Xbox has come up to these third party guys. First of all, Xbox has been spending the last decade trying to ask third party, "What's wrong with us? Why don't you like us?" Right? And they throw survey after survey after survey. Play Anywhere is something that I promise you, I don't even think it was an Xbox idea more than it was a third party idea, because I could promise you this third party doesn't like making an Xbox Series S game version of a game, an Xbox Series X version of a game, a PlayStation 4 version of the game, a PlayStation 5 version of the game. They just want to make
That's the developers
one version of the game, and it's dictated by the hardware that you own.
but who is that guy from Square? Like, he came out and said this, right? And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, he's not going to make Xbox games after saying this." He said he wishes that there was just one console. The creator of Final Fantasy 16, I can't remember his name. He was like, he wishes that there was only one console.
Gogo's playing Fortnite. He goes like, You guys are gonna be so jelly." You playing that? You playing the? Did they release the Simpson thing? Because I have to be honest with you. I don't play Fortnite. The Simpson thing is kind of cool. I have to admit
did
that.
did you guys get notification about being part of the Fortnite crew now?
Yeah, because we have it in our Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just got an email the other day like, welcome.
Jared, you will get Marathon and yeah, I won't get Marathon. I'm reading. Sorry, Gogo's cracking me up. I'm not getting Marathon. That's dead man walking
What up,
right there,
Gogo
man.
Paul? Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, shout out to Doug. But man, look, Bungie's not even Bungie anymore, so I don't really want to talk about them. But
Bungie's the new BioWare.
Yes.
I hate what happened to Bungie because, like, they had a vision. They wanted to make it an evolved Halo game, and then here you have Destiny. They went to Activision because they're like bitches who don't want to act right. Everywhere they go, everywhere they go, they get kicked out of the house, right? So they go to Activision. And then Activision has to cut them. They go to PlayStation, and PlayStation has to break them up. And now they got some gummy bear game. Like, this is what Bungie is reduced to. It's a sad thing to see. And is Fair Games ever gonna drop? Like, I hate what happened to them. They should have put more resources into Destiny and kept pushing Destiny, because Marathon, y'all are right. It's gonna be a big flop.
Dude, I don't know why. God, when that whole, why are you even trying? You know what? I'm gonna go there. Here's my take. If what's the game that busted? What was the game that they put out, that live service that lasted 2 weeks? Concord. If Concord didn't happen, they would have cut Marathon.
Yeah.
But I think because Concord happened, they don't want Concord Part 2. So they're just going to try to ram this thing. And I have, first of all, when they first came out with the game, I think Sick and I were looking at it, and I go, is it me or is this game ugly as hell? And he goes, nope.
No,
and I'm like, okay, cool.
I wasn't even at home when I first saw it, because when we saw it together, that was like the second or third time, right?
Yeah.
It had been presented once before. I was
That's right, because I posed a question. I'm like, I'm gonna say something, and I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but
yes,
because and I'm like, but this game is ugly. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
And you're like, nope.
And that's what I was saying, because I was at my girl's crib watching the live stream. We were supposed to.
Oh, stop bragging about going to your
and then
crib.
I'm just wait. No, the thing was, Hey, don't be mad at me. I go out places, you just you be stuck at your house with kids fucking up your PlayStation drive. But that's just
Hey,
me.
now.
Listen. Listen, man, I'm just sitting there waiting on her. You know how the females take forever, man. I'm sitting there watching this live stream, right? And I missed the first time they showed it, and I see it on the second time in the live stream. And I remember looking at the comments at the same time because I'm thinking to myself, this looks like ass.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the comments, and everybody was shitting on it. I'm like, dude, this is a worse reception than Concord, and Concord was badly received that first time too.
And Sick, how reserved am I on seeing it for the first time? Like, I don't shit on games after the first time. I don't. I try not to because I want to give. Right. I am not one of those that I'm like, well, first of all, most of the time those trailers aren't in game anyways. Right. But I also know that this is just a pre-build. Things can change. Let me play it or see it being played before I make my decision. That is one of the rare times I was like, that looks awful.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be your next.
And the entire internet, it wasn't a platform thing because remember, this was already a game that was coming to everything, right? All gamers of all walks were like,
this was supposed to be their next major salvo, right?
Worse than Concord, yeah.
But y'all know why they made it like that, right? It's like PlayStation wants a Fortnite. If you look at it, you say it's ugly. You look at their initiatives. They're trying to get into mobile. Marathon will run on anything. If Marathon would have run on your cell phone, you look at Horizon.
Like you can have a better art direction. Like even the art direction is what I had a problem with.
Well, I thought that it looked decent, you know. But I can see why they made it look the way it looked because they're looking at mobile. They're looking at tablets. They're looking at people being able to play this game everywhere.
I appreciate that. I understand that even. And as soon as you said that, you know, I'm like, yeah, because I remember thinking that too, right? And dude, this is like, I just mean it straight up. I respect the fact, like you're a lot like me, that you trying and you're willing to try other types of games, and you've been on the hunt lately. And I remember being in those same shoes. Trust me, I know exactly where you're coming from with that. And so, like, you see and you think and you hope that possibly, but I'm telling you, as the person who's been past that hunt and is on the other side now, it's like, no, I know when I see it off rip, I have gamed for far too long. It's rare my instincts are wrong, and I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I'm better than anyone else. I've done enough. I've done enough. I played enough. Hey, well, if I knew he was gonna too, but I've done enough. I've played enough. I've seen enough. I've been around these and I remember what I remember from back then. I remember what I thought back then. I never forgot these things because I still play older shit, and so it's still fresh in my mind still. And it's just like, once I saw it, I'm like, no, this is not gonna hit. And then I look at the comments, right? Actively. And remember, this is a game that was already known to be multi-plat. Everyone is like, fuck this game. This is ass. Like, you're
except for the diehard Bungie diehards, they'll say anything looks
maybe
good. But
I don't even know. I really don't even care. All I know is overall everyone was like, boo, no, fuck this shit. And it was worse than what they said to Concord, because they shit all over Concord too. So I don't know.
I mean, Realist is right. Like, I'm looking at this stuff now. Thank you, Tech. I mean, but I mean, he's right that they want a mobile game, and they desperately need one because they need that revenue churner because they don't have one, and they can't afford to buy one, which is what they tried to do with Bungie. And I understand. I understand. Well, no, I understand like the scale back what he's talking about because it could run on anything. I get that.
Right. Yeah.
But it the problem is they're 10 years too late.
Yep.
And it's what we've been saying. Like, the reason why it's not that Concord was a bad game, it was just not good enough to take away market share from things that have been there for 10 years already.
But you know how it worked though, right? They saw it, fell in love with a finished product, and said, let's make something like it.
Yeah.
And that takes you 5 to 6 years.
And it takes you hundreds of millions of dollars to make. And the only way, I've said this in our backspace before, Sick, if you remember, I said the only way that someone is going to you're going to be successful in a live service game is either A, you're bringing a unique experience that's never been seen before, which is extremely rare, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Two, you're bringing an experience that we know of, but you're going to be even better than what we've seen. So if Concord came out and was better than Overwatch, then Concord would still be around. The problem was Concord didn't do anything that was unique, and Concord didn't do Overwatch better than Overwatch.
Nope.
And because that, it failed.
Instantly failed, and it's instantly a waste of money. And it's
And because there's no more new market for live service. You're going to have to wrestle away market share from somebody else. It's too watered down. There's too many live service games.
Yep.
So you're going to have to take market share from somebody. So those are the only two ways that you can do that. Or just buying it outright. Well, Sony can't afford to buy it outright. And the other problem that Sony has is Sony does not know how to make multiplayer games. That is not their wheelhouse. They've never been, even from the PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, they were probably a little bit better at that with SOCOM and all that. They still was not a powerhouse for multiplayer. They never have been. It's not in their DNA. They're a single player outfit. And so you got all this stuff stacked against them, and they're 10 years too late in a watered down industry. I don't see. I mean, maybe they prove me wrong and they pull a rabbit out of the hat. I don't see it happening. They can make 50 different live service games in the next 50 years. And I don't see them hitting on any of. They only need to hit on one.
Right, and that's why I always use the analogy of a monkey taking its shit and throwing it at a wall. A million times they just want something to stick. It just takes one, to validate all the others, right? Because if it sticks that well, it's going to make so much money that all the other failures are worth it. And that's what they keep trying to do, and they keep hoping against, a better logic for that one victory, because it validates all the rest, and all the money that they're flushing down the toilet meanwhile could have been spent on other more assured things, smaller bets that are more likely to win. And this is what we're saying about AA. Doesn't have to be AAA or quadruple A or quintuple, whatever the F else, man. Make a good game that people want to buy. It may not be a lot of people, but it's better than zero. And that's all they're doing now while they burn money.
And by the way, one of the hot takes that I had, and I think it's in that same bag space that we were talking about live service, because we had a whole show on live service. And I said, one of the things that you will never hear, I'm bringing it up now, because Xbox One generation was so terrible that PlayStation 4 was a clear winner. If there was any generation that was a clear winner, it was PS4 over Xbox One, right? But everybody misread the tea leaves on that, because they assumed, well, PS4 was so gangsta, it's going to be like that going forward. No, it's not. It was because the competition was so bad, it made you look even better. The problem with PS4 was they rested on their laurels. They got fat and happy because they were beating the competition's teeth in, where Phil Spencer was actually laying the brickwork down to bring in some live service titles in. Starting even longer than that, starting with Minecraft, starting with bringing some titles in that were selling, and then eventually they capitalized on Activision even after the Xbox One generation.
What's up, Genesis?
PlayStation never did that, and they should have. When they were kicking the teeth on Xbox, they should have strategized. And for all the credit that what's his name gets for running, for all the credit that what's his name gets for running PlayStation.
Or
what's that?
Sean Layton. Or Sean Layton.
Sean Layton, for all the credit, because Sony fanboys are talking like Sean Layton can walk on water. He wasn't as good as you think he was, because he was too short-sighted. A lot of people wanted to nail what's his name after him. He was just the wrong replacement to turn the ship around. The real problem with PlayStation started with Sean Layton.
Yeah.
It started with him.
In the same way we always said that back then.
Right.
We already forget because he's not in our minds anymore. But it wasn't really Jim Ryan. It was Sean Layton. Yep.
Jim Ryan was just the wrong guy to hire after him. Yeah. But Sean Layton was the guy for all the. It's funny. I see all these executives on Twitter that likes to talk their noise that are no longer in the business.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Layden's one of those. He has an opinion, but yet nobody really cares
Yeah.
because he was too short-sighted. He didn't see the live service coming. He saw that games were getting more expensive. He said that. But you know what a bad executive does? He doesn't know how to adapt. And he didn't know how to adapt. And one of the lessons I teach my boys, you adapt or perish. And at the end of the day, Sean Layden's legacy, while it might be okay because he was in PS4 and they were kicking the hell out of Xbox One, at the end of the day, 2 generations later, and they're not going to care.
Most of these PlayStation people don't even know who Ken Kutaragi is. That's the father of PlayStation. They don't know his name. They never even heard of this guy. They don't even think about the guy who invented.
Hey, Genesis fans, I see.
Right.
How you see it. Yep.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and I'm not trying. I'm just like I'm not rooting against PlayStation, but when I'm having a serious conversation with a PlayStation guy, what value does PlayStation have? In fact, I laughed because there was a tweet that I saw, and I don't know how accurate it was. I guess they took off all the PSVR games off of the PlayStation Plus or whatever. They just took them off.
Oh, really?
I guess so. Yeah, I heard something like that. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, at what value? At least Xbox has given me a value with Game Pass. At least they're giving me a value where I could play other people's games on the system. What value is PlayStation going to give me or offer me next generation that makes me want to go back to them?
Ken Kutaragi was the guy that said you need a second job to get a PS3.
You're right.
Yeah.
That was the generation that I got off of PlayStation because there was no way I was. That was
$600.
I was in my 20s during the PS3. Yeah. I was in my 20s during PS3, and I saw that price, and I'm like, I am not.
There was a
buying
word for
that
back then. It was a certain type of Sony. Really
expensive as hell.
No. It was when they were winning hard, and they were like they thought they could do no wrong. Coming off the PS2, it was not brave Sony or braggadocio. It's something where they didn't give a fuck and they could do whatever they wanted. There's a word for it.
Hubris.
Right? Not hubris. No, it was not.
But that's a good word, though.
It was hubris, right? But that's not the word they were using. Bravado. Shit, I wish I remember the term.
But I think
don't
PS5 is. I think the PS5 generation is hubris for them too, because let me ask you a question: is the PS5 generation? I can't. Bing and I've had this conversation before, where I'm like, can you tell me that PS5 generation is better than PS4? Because I'm not there yet.
Really not. It really isn't. It really isn't. I don't even feel the need to own one, and I'm the original dude to buy countless games on Steam I haven't played yet. Yeah. At least 100 of the games I have on Steam I haven't played yet.
Probably 200 with one.
And Bing would argue, he would do the contrarian argument, which I find. Go ahead, give it to me. Bing goes, well, you know how PlayStation runs. They shoot their load from the very beginning, and then they go through a lull, and then they end it strong. And I'm like, we near the tail end right now, man. Like, they got 2 years. I think Xbox comes out in 2027. I'm sure PlayStation's going to not be that far along behind them. So what is this load coming out that I'm waiting? I mean, they're going to bring out Wolverine.
Whoa, pause.
Well, I'm just saying, Wolverine. I mean, and I'm looking forward to Wolverine because that's my favorite character. But what else? Marathon's supposed to come out. Good luck with that.
No, you're gonna get Horizon Demonic West.
Are they really charging for Marathon?
Yes, $40.
They're going to charge money for Marathon.
$40. $40, huh?
Yeah.
Arrogant Sony. It was arrogant Sony. No, but it wasn't even arrogant. It was
$15.
That's my son's Sony. Xbox name, Arrogant Sony.
Arrogance and hubris are the same thing.
No, I get it. But it was a more specific. I don't even know
audacious.
So, but the term everybody uses.
Pretentious Sony.
Yeah,
vain Sony.
Yeah, vain, whatever.
No,
Sony.
So me and my sons can play.
This guy must have read a thesaurus.
Minecraft. Me and my 14-year-old, we already have our accounts. So I had to make a third one for my younger kid so he can play. And I named his gamer tag Arrogant Sony.
That's funny.
Arrogant Sony. It
And
was
even he
arrogant. Like,
laughs
yeah.
about it. He's like,
With-
arrogant Sony.
With that said, for all the Sony fans that watch this after the fact, and they're going to be all, here we go, a bunch of Xbox. I love Spider-Man, by the way. It's a great game.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I look
Going
for it.
on
I love it. I love it on my Rogue. Yeah, I do. I love it on my
Death
Rogue.
Stranding is one of the amazing games ever.
So it's on my Rogue Ally X. I enjoy it. Thank you, Insomniac. I'm enjoying it as much as I would if I bought it day one. So thank you.
Now I can't buy any disc for my PS5. Broken disc drive.
Oh, buy digital games, huh?
Oh, digital games, yeah.
Buy their streamer.
Oh, right. The overpriced streamer. Not everything's on the cloud now. All of a sudden, now the cloud matters.
Yeah, the cloud matters. All right,
Now it
man.
matters.
We need to shut it down because I got to get these kids to bed because they're not listening.
Oh
to
man,
me.
you didn't even talk about
Marathon.
the interview with Sarah Bond because of all the sports
That's
talk and
all right.
everything else.
Yeah, sports stuff.
Well, no, I mean, but the thing with Sarah Bond,
do a speed round.
no,
Real quick,
but how many times was Sarah? I mean, how many times do you need Xbox to tell you we're making hardware for you to
Hardware,
just
yes, that's
start
all I was
believing
gonna
them?
say.
Right.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't-
Like another interview, like in multi-billion-dollar deals with AMD, but we still gotta ask this question. Okay, sure, right out,
Yeah.
right.
They're like, we still don't believe
It's like
it.
I don't even want Sarah Bond to even say it anymore. Just say
Yeah.
this is an Xbox and just leave.
An Xbox and let them get salty because it keeps Xbox on.
I just want them to
everybody's
call
mouth.
it Xbox. Stop
Anyway.
giving them some goofy names.
Yeah, it's gonna be Lazarus.
Lazarus.
Codename Lazarus at very least.
Codename Lazarus. Because Xbox is dead all the
It's
time.
always dead.
Yep.
And we going biblical.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Good night. Have a safe weekend. Next weekend.
Realist,
is-
you're still my favorite.
Next weekend is
Oh.
Thanksgiving. So
Next weekend is Thanksgiving. Yes.
we'll be on the
No,
weekend.
Realist and I agree. I think Realist and I, when we're having our circle discussion, I think we agree
We
on
just like
like
to cut 'em
90,
off.
90%. Well, that's true.
Nah. Well, listen, man. He got a good taste of what I was getting for a while. Now he gets it, and Kieran
Oh,
did too. Like when I'm debating with him, he doesn't understand the wall I'm fighting against. He's saying I'm cutting him off, but he's doing the same to me, and it'd be infuriating. But at the same time, I know I've done
But
worse to him. So
Six
I
sounds
let
like,
him
at
go
least
back
to
and
me
forth.
on my end, when Sick is trying to say something, he sounds like the kid at the very back of the room that has a soft voice. And
Yeah,
then,
'cause y'all are speaking over me.
yeah, 'cause-
And I'm Matthew
I already
McConaughey,
know.
and I'm
That's
here
the
Matthew
irony.
McConaughey over
Listen,
here. So
listen to this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, and then
Gino.
meanwhile it'd be upsetting to
right.
me because I'd be like, "What the fuck? You're telling me I cut you off? You were cutting me off the whole time and didn't even notice it." I'm like,
no, I cut Realist off. I know.
You, no,
yeah. When he,
you.
I see. I admit it, but I admit it
Yeah.
though.
Nah, no, look, I know, dude. My wife does the same things. Like I say something, then she gets talking ideas when I was the one who started talking. So now I got to shut up. But like, nah, I just see, man. Like, PlayStation did have some good games from Square. They did have a good relationship with Square because I started to think about some of the games that really set PlayStation off: Kingdom Hearts, Final
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Which I'm
Those
still
are-
waiting on the next Kingdom Heart.
that's all PS2. That's what we're saying to you.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
PS1.
That's the
No,
most
I'm talking-
successful
That's what
console
I'm
of all
talking
time.
Because
But that couldn't happen
PS1
without PS1, right?
PS1 came, it did good, but people were already turning. Look, I just know like what Sony said about Dreamcast to developers and how Sony turned the industry against Nintendo, which wasn't too hard because Nintendo had been, what's the word, contemptuous
Yeah.
to where they treated them.
It's a big
What is
word,
the-
man.
what is-
Calm down.
What is the word? Discriminately. Like they did not like third party. Their attitude was like, what is the point of
still don't.
everybody selling? What is the point of everybody selling? Well, now they know that. Now they do. Now, if you notice, they're trying to put it out there that they got third party support. I'm gonna give you the concise version, Stick. I know you want to get it.
I didn't say a word.
Because no, I'm talking about not Stick, I'm in tech. Because if you look at all these companies are public companies, they have to grow. Nintendo is not going to sell 150 million consoles this generation. So how are they going to generate more money? They have to be very cautious about what live service games they let on their platform, and they need to, or they got to sell more third-party software. This is why Nintendo can sell 30 million and 60 million Mario Karts and 40 million Zelda Breath of the Wilds and still be in third place in profit and revenue, right? They have better margins, but when it comes to revenue and profit, I think they're just past PlayStation and behind Microsoft in profit.
Yeah.
They have to find a way to generate more money.
Yep.
Because they're a public company, and infinite growth is what public companies are all about. They have to find new ways to make more and more money. The theme park is only going to make so much money. The hotels are only going to make so much money. So what is their number one money maker? It's the console. How are they going to make the console generate more money? $80 is not going to fly.
Nope.
You're already going to sell less consoles, and now you're going to sell less copies of your games because you want to sell $80. You want to sell games for $80.
No, sir.
That's why eventually.
And while you've been enjoying yourselves being on your own little island over here, the industry is changing rapidly around you.
That's right.
Well, I don't think they care for now, but the problem is they got to find a way to make their stock worth investing in. They've been holding steady at like $15, $17 for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, so like they're just like Sony. They're just like Microsoft.
Sony needs to merge with somebody. The problem is who do you merge with, and it won't be an American company because Japan.
They are American. Their headquarters is in America, bro.
But they're a Japanese company, though.
That's fine, but like you guys keep saying that American companies can't buy Japanese companies. Yes,
No,
they can.
the Japanese government frowns upon it. That's what I mean by that.
They frown upon it, and
they frown on merging it.
Yeah, what's the word? Yeah, venture partnerships and all this other stuff that they have to go through.
They could do that, but they need more pockets. They need, to your point, they don't have enough studios. They have the same problem that Xbox had 10 years ago. They don't have enough studios. The difference is Xbox has Microsoft. Who does Sony have? Sony is not the same Sony it was back in the 80s. They don't make hardware like they used to back in the day. You know, they're an entertainment company now.
See, now we're talking to China. Okay, well, think about this. Y'all want them to bring back old IPs that nobody cares about. But you
add more to their library than what they have.
Care.
You're right. They have the money to spend on it.
And by the way, why do we automatically assume that it wouldn't hit? What happens if they did hit?
Because he doesn't care about them. That's the thing about it too.
I mean, you don't think a Twisted Metal, like you don't think young kids would play a Twisted Metal if it was a good, multiplayer option? Huh?
I don't think that anybody would care because look at the whole racing genre period. That's why Horizon is what it is. What happened to Need for Speed? Like, it's not a racing game per se, but just like vehicular combat.
Oh, so you want Need for Speed, another old game? Okay,
again.
There you go.
But like, you look at vehicular combat. You think people they got to find a way? Maybe like why is there only one major kart game? Like how many other?
My thing is if you're gonna do a Twisted Metal, you wouldn't do a AAA budget with it though, and that's my point. Like you can have more games, it just doesn't need to have a 9-figure budget with it.
But Sony is you guys want Sony to behave like an indie, and Sony has already decided that they're too big.
I mean, they only make four. They only make 4 games.
Hang on. I'm gonna say, you know why? Because they're back at the same situation that Microsoft was in 10 years ago, or even more now, right? They got to start from ground zero all over again. They got to get back to basics. They got to get back to basics. That's what they got to do.
But what do we just get
something new? They got to do fresh shit. They can't do the same shit they've been doing. It costs too much, and they get too little out of it, and it takes too long.
And 30% ain't paying the bills like people think it is.
Man. It's not.
And the only company that can drop AA games for $60 and $70 is Nintendo.
Like, I don't want them to drop AA for 60, 70 bucks. What was that? Astrobot price?
Now, Astrobot is like the most AAA you can get. I love Astrobot.
Oh man, hell with that. Right. Nah, with that said, we gotta end it here. This guy with this stuff.
He done fucked it up right there.
You done mess up now with your Game of the Year crap.
Hey, that's the only platinum I got on PlayStation.
Whatever. It's over.
There's the PlayStation.
Look, Sony's decided to close down all of their AA studios. All their Japanese studios are gone except for Asobi. So what do y'all want from them?
That was a mistake. Shutting down Japan.
Go hang on Astronauts, man.
This is another thing. This is why I always say that Sony doesn't like competition. Right? We know Nintendo doesn't like competition, but PlayStation despises it too.
Well,
They would rather close down their Japanese studios. They can't get another Legend of Dragoon because PlayStation would rather buy exclusivity instead of compete with Square. They rather get a marketing deal with Call of Duty than make another Warhawk or Mag.
Warhawk was.
You were just asking me, do I want PlayStation to be more like an indie studio? But I know indie studios that make more games than PlayStation does.
There you go.
It's not about the amount of games, because think about it. You had 19,000 games hit last year, right? In Steam. How many of those games are actually being purchased? We want PlayStation to bring back these games. Look at what Microsoft did with Hi-Fi Rush. Great game. Everybody loved it. It was like a 90 or something like that. But it did so poorly that Microsoft had to sell the studio. It's like, this is what y'all want from PlayStation, and PlayStation does not. PlayStation is risk averse. If it's not a hit, they're not dropping it.
Right, and that's the problem.
Then let's not call. Then PlayStation is not. Then PlayStation. If that's the case, then PlayStation should stop making games.
Yeah, and just become a third-party
and
publisher.
just become a hardware platform that You're right, that plays third-party games. Because if you're telling me that there's nothing they can do.
They're already.
I'm tired of seeing the same 4 games go around, and I'm tired of seeing the remaster of the remaster of the remaster.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds like they're fucked already.
So I mean,
the whole remaster of the remaster is a byproduct of not selling enough copies of those $300 million games.
Because if you're going to give me Marathon, I'd rather you just not give me Marathon and just
because we much would have rather had the single player Marathon like the old ones was. Remember, it used to be an old franchise from Bungie, but instead they took the name and turned it into something else, and they could have called it anything else, but they tried to use the Marathon name that has no pull with nobody. That was the Mac alternative to Doom. Like, that has no pull with nobody.
Yeah, but Helldivers didn't have that much pull either, though.
Because they're not gonna sell.
This is what
they're not gonna sell. They're not gonna sell an $800 PS6 for you to play Fortnite.
Hang on. He always brings up some other failure, like, to counter my point, but that doesn't actually.
Helldivers was a success.
Helldivers was a success, but even the first one was more success than Marathon is going to be, or Concord.
Well,
that's my point.
All I'm saying is, like Helldivers was an old
original.
Game, right?
Yeah, but even the first one was original. It was an original idea, and even if it didn't make a lot of money, it made more than zero that Concord made, and that Marathon is gonna make. So that way, it gave room.
That's right, Sig. Don't ever let them forget about Concord. Never let them forget.
But this is why
I don't want to nail them for Concord. That's a sad story.
Hey, they do the same thing about Bleeding Edge, man.
But we still get to hear about Scalebound.
No. But every time I say to do something new, you're telling me about some other failures. Fuck them.
It's not about a failure. It's about the power of IP, right?
But the IP say when it suits your narrative, though.
It's not a narrative. It's not a narrative.
Every franchise we told you told us nobody plays those and they're not gonna. So which is it? It can't be both.
No. What I'm talking about when you guys keep asking for SOCOM, Warhawk, Twisted Metal, things like that, right?
Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter.
First of all, Siphon Filter. Half of the gaming base doesn't even know what Siphon Filter is, so you could probably bring out Siphon Filter and play it like produce it. It's a brand new game. It's Siphon Filter, and us old heads would know about it, but my kids' age, they're like, "What the hell is that? Let me give it a shot."
Right.
Okay, you know what? I guess. Okay. I guess they can give it a refill, the remaster treatment. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Bye, y'all.
I need to take a shot. All right, guys. Good night and bye. Bye.